All right, we should be good. Welcome everyone to the live stream. So the audio is. I'll check on my phone, but we're here for deadline day, the final day of the trade period. We haven't really seen heaps of action until the last couple of days, and I should say actually it's been a while since I've actually been live. It's been 10 or so days, but we are going to be more consistent now. The live streams, I sort of played around with the I might turn down the volume a little bit so I can actually hear myself speak. I have played around with a couple of things in my setup. I got this new microphone, which I'm adjusting to. I don't know if the settings are completely perfect, but I can actually have a look on my phone, so I'll hear that. We've got on the bottom, the actual trade period, like the actual live stream on the AFL website.
Getting the 2 rebound defenders.
So let me just take a look to see if everything's running smoothly, and then we can get into some of the chat and all that.
To get Dan Rioli in, but you got a whole bunch of later picks back, which will help you amass points, of course, for when the Leo Lombard.
So I'll do that now.
Comes in, talks through how the talks progressed over the last 24 hours.
For some reason, I cannot. Cannot sign in on my other, because I've only got 2 monitors. I need a third for chat, so I'm using my old laptop, but it's not letting me sign into YouTube on that laptop, which is pissing me off. So let's see how the audio is running.
Craig, one from me over the last couple of days because it's been.
I might actually turn down the desktop audio a little bit, so you can hear me better.
Tell us about the 48 hours and how it all unfolded.
Running smoothly, and then. All right, that's all right. Maybe up the audio a little bit.
Look, to be fair, clubs are allowed to negotiate as hard as they want.
That's 3.
I think that's what Port were doing in those.
I'll just re-chat on this screen for now. All the goal says I'll lose it if we pay anything higher than a second. Yeah, well. I feel like that's going to be one of those trades that'll happen literally at the very end, because Bulldogs aren't wanting to say yes to the deals that Saints are offering. Where can I watch this? You can actually just the broadcast on the AFL website. I might turn down a little bit more, because ultimately you want to hear me over the broadcast.
Oh, absolutely. I was going
to turn down a bit more, because ultimately,
yeah,
that's better. 115 in the chat. Welcome everyone. Let's talk about the trades. I guess that's sort of how today's going to go in a way. For at least majority, well, basically the whole stream. We don't just have to. We can talk about a couple other things if you got any other questions. Want to talk about like content upcoming. I got a cheers, Chris. I'm so pissed. There's legit no update on Barras. My mic keeps cutting out. Really? Fuck.
This is a good draft, so if there was some way we could get back in, we'd definitely.
Fuck that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'd have to.
What have you learned about overcontracting?
How often is that happening?
The numbers that we hear about Jack Lukosius are crazy.
I swear I've spent half of my. I believe it's fixed now. Well, I don't know. Doesn't look like it is. Yeah, mic is. Mate, I've literally spent so much money on all of the equipment for this mic. The fact that it's still like doing what it's doing is really actually disappointing. Every time you talk.
There will be times though when we are forced into a position, because it's a market on occasions for contracting. We'll be forced in a position.
Far out.
Contract them for a certain amount of money or contract them for a certain amount of time.
I heavily doubt that's going to fix it, but we'll see if that works. No, I'm not going to restart stream. I'll see. I'm not going to restart stream. See. Fuck, it is doing that, isn't it?
Throughout this period, Brisbane, Sydney, on the AFL limiting the maximum length clubs can sign players for.
Oh no, I'm a bit more libertarian.
It's not saying it on my end. Maybe actually just refresh the stream.
I agree with that one for its worth.
Like close the stream and just and start up again.
Like close the stream and just and start up again. Like close the stream and just.
Try that. I'm hoping that's yeah, because as I said before, this is a new microphone that I got. It's like the best in the market, but it takes a lot of time to set up, and I'm not good at setting up mics. So that's why if you watch my unwatchable, just restart the stream, mate. ET says today's my last day as a member. Oh, fair enough, mate. It's actually not it can't be echoing, and I'm not restarting the stream. Oh, yeah, other people, just refresh it. Not restart, though. I'm not going to restart. Cheers, Bailey.
Get not
Yeah, just let me know if it's good. I think it is good. I think sometimes that happens. It's happened beforehand. The mic is good. I like it. Yeah, do you notice a bit of a difference? I think you should, like that. Hopefully you would, because it is definitely a better one. Remember last time I commented your grind has been stopped? I was on some, you just no, not really, mate. It's taken a lot longer than I thought it would to get that out, and I can't get it out now for the rest of the week because I want to get it out at a good time. And if I get it out this week, it'd be on a Sunday, and that's not a very good time when I'm doing that 24-hour stream, and I have trade videos to get out over the next couple of days when it's still relevant. So just hold your horses, Jason. It's still going to be a big month. Well, going to be still a pretty good off season. So yeah, not as huge on the uploads, but doesn't mean I'm just going to stop or anything like that. I don't want Clary. He's a team ruiner, especially for a club like Geelong. All right, I need to update this. So with all of the so I've got this little graphic with like trades and all that. So they have now confirmed that Stringer is not happening. So that won't be happening. So he's staying at the Bombers. So I don't know any Bombers fans want to. I would say GWS fans, but let's be honest, there really aren't any GWS fans to So let me just cross that. So that's not happening. So it should update on the screen. Should update on the screen. It isn't. What's Hugo saying? When's the 24th? It has to be this weekend, which is a lot sooner than I was initially hoping. But it has to be. Which is not really what I want, but that's not much I can do about it now. Why is that not updating? I don't get it. It needs to update, otherwise the graphic's going to be redundant. G'day Hugo. I know it glitched. Yeah, it glitched for everyone I think, but if you just refresh the stream then it'll be back to what you want it to be. I heard a rumour that Nick Dacos is going to request a last... Oh, okay. I thought you were being serious for a second with that. Yeah, Richmond will probably be a guarantee to finish 18th. I'd say they're an 85%, 90% chance of finishing last. But they're going to have so many first rounders. I think they have like 8, 9 picks in the top 25. So you can't fault them for what they're trying to achieve. They're rebuilding and all that. All of their stars are leaving. So they're not going to be great for the next few years. But I think they're doing it now, which is a good idea, doing it before Tassie come in. And then Tassie are just going to screw everyone over because they're going to get all the picks. G'day, Phoenix. Yeah, g'day. How are we? As a Dogs fan, as long as Smith leaves, I'm happy. Yeah, Bailey Smith will be heading to Geelong probably at the very end, so that'll be probably in like 2 hours or some crap. How long until the pre... Yeah, it's 7:30. It finishes Victor. So basically in 2 hours, I can add a little countdown if you guys want, but I'll probably do that a little bit later when it gets a bit more busy. I don't know why this graphic has not... Why is it not doing that? I find it odd. But what about if I do this? Nah, not updating on my screen. Because when trades happen, I need it to like update and shift around, but when it's not going to do that, people have been telling me that who are the people telling you that? Because I think it's good if you want to contend once again. If you're not trying to contend, then you don't really need him. Well, I think everyone's going to want him, but like you're trading down a lot of your first rounders for him. So I'm not sure. Because I don't know. I think Collingwood will make... I think they're probably going to make finals next year, if I have to say. But at the same time, they also... There's every chance that they also might miss out once again, which would be a massive waste. But I think they probably will, because they're getting... Like, Houston's going to be better for them. Let me just get a live subscriber count up for the people wanting. Porter stacked with the... Yeah, but they're also stacked with a lot of Sandful hacks. Like, I don't know. I think that trade that they made... I'm not sure who knows and who doesn't. Most people that have been following should know, but I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that, to be honest. They should not have let Houston go for that little. They do not need the likes of Rory Atkins. Like, I don't know. I'll get the screen back up for the trade radio, or whatever they call it. Should be up. But I don't know why the graphic's not getting changed. That's weird. It needs to get changed at some stage. Is Membry staying? I think he could probably leave, and I don't want him to leave. I would have preferred him to stay. Good old Tim Membry. Carter, you got it? Yes, I will. I haven't really been gaining too many subscribers though as of late. So hopefully this stream, if you guys haven't already, hit the subscribe button. G'day, Cardi. Nice new mic. Thank you. I think with this mic though, like when I do sit down videos, I'm gonna have to keep it sort of close to my my mouth and all that. But I think that's the point of it. As long as it's not too quiet, because it's a quiet one. It's good that we still have the viewers. And I did release my reacting to ladder predictions video out on the Monday. I didn't really... I don't really care too much if it doesn't do as good as it probably could have, because it got a copyright strike for some reason the day after, and I couldn't do much about it. Who do you want Saints to get? Well, there are many players I want Saints to get, but realistically, as you can see on the screen, I like to get Brody Kemp, because Carlton rate him, and Jack McRae. That'd be good. But I think we'll get McRae. I'm not sure about Kemp. I'm hoping not sold. I don't think we're getting sold anymore. To be honest, I'm not sure if we'll get him, but maybe. Luke Parker deal, yeah, it should get done late. He won't play for the Swans again, says Luke. Yeah, so I think that'll get done late. No one really been talking too much about the Luke Parker deal, but it's going to happen. Like, they've been talking about it, but not until recently. How much more time... Oh, this fucking laptop. I've got my second one up for chat now. I just misread what you guys said. Very exciting last day of the 2020... It's the 2024 trade period. Yeah, if you guys haven't already, maybe hit the like button as well. It's always good. Nothing has happened. The last trade was the Rioli one. I can bring it up to have a look what exactly... actually, have they announced it? They wait a while on the AFL Instagram to actually announce it. I'll have a look. You haven't commented on that because I didn't read your message, mate. Far out. No, they have. It was Rioli 51, 61, 70, 76. So Richmond get pick 6 and 23. I didn't read your comment, mate. Other comments were up before mine. I'm through with Baker, Graham, and Owies going to the big... Shannon, what do you think of the Eagles' decision to trade away pick 3 in an absolutely stacked draft? What do you reckon about that? G'day, Blake. Yeah, I saw a couple people post about that on Instagram. I I think it's kind of ridiculous that they're getting fined for dressing up. I think it was Ray Gun. That was who I heard. Still, we have just under 2 hours here. We haven't really seen anything yet, so it's kind of probably going to be the first hour of just chatting. Might get a deal, might get two. It looks to be that. So they're the possible trades. So Stringer is out of the. I don't know why the Stringer graphic hasn't updated, because I'm literally like. Actually, I think this could possibly. I'll save it again. Oh, I know why. I know why, because I was saving it to the cloud. So that should update. And it has. Alright, good. So I just put a line through the Stringer one, because they said it like 15 minutes ago that they couldn't have really sorted anything out. So I thought they were going to get the trade done, but clearly not. So there won't be Stringer leaving, so he'll stay. Wasn't a bad trade for us. We're obviously going to be winners of the trade. Yeah, okay. I'm not really going to entertain your decision there. I didn't see that they dressed up as Diddy. It's a good move for the Eagles. Can only have so many young players. I disagree with it being a good move. I think it was unnecessary, given how stacked the trade is. The draft talent is for this year. I think they should have just kept the pick 3. Because they're still in need of as many young talent as possible. They're still rebuilding. Like, they're not in a situation to contend anytime soon. G'day, Jasper. The Richmond situation with their picks is very similar to the 2004 Hawthorn draft, where they had 2, 5, 7, 21. Yeah, that's why I feel like Richmond could, because they're the sort of team that could very much draft very wisely and get all the guns that they need. So Devin Robinson's unlikely. So you can have a look at the little graphic that I made. Let me know. It's a different graphic. I made it in like 45 minutes. I thought I'd go the light blue and white design. Bailey Smith, you would think that happens at the very end. Jack McRae, you would also think that happens at the very end. Stringer's gone. Oliver, I don't know. I just put it in there, but I think he's staying at Melbourne, to be honest. Brody Kemp probably stays at the Blues, but could go to the Saints. I wouldn't mind him, to be honest, because the Blues rate him highly. Tom Barrass probably goes to... I think he still goes to Hawthorn Shannon. They're going to trade for future picks, I reckon. Devin Robertson could go to Collingwood. Probably don't think so. Don't know about Matt Kennedy, but he doesn't really want to stay at the Blues, it seems. Caleb Daniel wants to stay at the Dogs, but you never know. Peeling will happen. Parker should happen. O'Halloran, I think, probably happens. And then there are other ones, but there'll be random deals they get done that no one expects, I reckon. I hope we get him just to give Nick shit. Yeah, I agree. Cheers, Anthony, for the $2. How's your day been? Yeah, not too bad, to be honest. Not too bad. But yeah, just once again, a little update on the goal kicking challenge. I have been working on it all throughout the last few weeks, just trying to take my time and not rush, and also, when need to, have time to do other videos. Because I've been working on another video for probably like 8 hours, 9 hours, I reckon, of just behind the scenes stuff, and that is tracking nicely. But like that's sort of why I haven't dedicated every single minute into that. If I did, then I would have probably already definitely released it. How long does the deadline go for? 7? What do you mean by that? One more subscriber and we finally hit another interval in subs. Is that all the done deals? Nah, well, if you haven't watched my trade video, I would have probably gone over like Alex Neil Bullen. I can go and list through them if you want. And let me know if you want me to turn up the audio.
There's still heaps to wade through. Bailey Smith, Tom Barrett.
How would Richmond be good in 2027? What do you mean, how would they be good? Turn the audio up a little bit. I'll turn it up a little bit. I just don't want it to be too loud. Damien Barrett and Kane Corns on one broadcast should be outlawed. Damien Barrett and Kane Corns are always on the Sunday footy show. And I don't mind that show. But he's not going to be on it next year, Kane Corns. Also, this came in the mail the other day. Got the new ball magnets, new merch. Very nice fit. Very nice fit. I definitely like him more than the other ball magnets jumper I had that I got for free. I want Stringer to go. He's not going anymore. They basically confirmed that he's not going. How would the Pies get Robertson? I haven't really looked into that too much, to be honest. There might be someone else that knows more than me. But all I know is that he's probably not going to. I think Brisbane want to keep him and he's contracted. Do Richmond still have pick 1? Yeah, they do. I believe Richmond pick 1, North pick 2, Carlton pick 3. Is Adelaide pick 4? Melbourne pick 5. Richmond get pick 6 as well. Saints pick 7 and pick 8. Kane Corns better not be commentating Channel 7 games next season. I think people are overrating Kane Corns. And plus, you do realise, Geordie, you can, if you've got Fox Footy, next year they're going to have the commentary team will be Channel 7 and Fox Footy. So if you're watching a game that's a Channel 7 game and you're like, fuck BT, fuck Kane Corns, I'm just going to switch off to Fox Footy. And then you can listen to the Fox Footy team. Yeah, ban that guy, definitely. I'll just hide him. I wouldn't mind having Robertson, but I just don't think we can get him. I think he'll be better fitted for Collingwood. I think he's a better suitor to be added to their squad, but I'm not sure, yeah, no. And then switch to Fox Footy to listen to Kelly. Yeah, but you know, Kelly only would still only be commentating the really irrelevant games, like up in the Gold Coast at 1:45. She's not going to commentate any of the Friday night games. And if she does, I'll be very surprised. Could Jack McRae be a viable midfielder for the Saints? Yeah, I think he's a very... well, I don't even know if he's underrated anymore. Well, look, he All-Australian, multiple All-Australian, was one of the competition's best midfielders not too long ago. Been a little bit injured. I think he played not all, but like a few games in the reserves this year as well. But I think he's a replacement for Crouch or Ross, and I think he's better than those two, anyways. I think he's a very handy get if you can take him. If we pay more than a second rounder for him, I'll be annoyed. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what we offered. I think we offered like pick 47, I think. Or like a third rounder. And they said no. What's your thoughts if the Dogs accept pick 17 for Smith and use that and McRae in the trade to get pick 8 for the Saints? That'll piss me off quite a bit, honestly. But they're not going to do that. I don't even know where you got that from, but if they do that, that'll piss me off a lot. Has Matt Owies been traded? Yes, he has. G'day, Sirens. Cheers for becoming a veteran. Hopefully I can release last week's members vlog out soon. I deleted a couple of files, so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go on my... So this is the thing that pisses me off with my current laptop. Something happened where the adapter that I got now doesn't work for an HDMI cord and it doesn't work for a USB, so I've got to use a second laptop for that, which pisses me off. Thoughts on this rule: when a player nominates to be traded to a club, they have to select 3 teams to have... Why though? Like if you want to go to WA, you're not going to pick 3 clubs. You completely agree with the Dogs rejecting pick 17 for... Yeah, I think he's worth more than just pick 17. Maybe 17 and a future first. I don't know. Do not know. Haven't really got much of an idea. But if you've got ears, you can also listen to what Riley Beveridge is currently saying at the moment. ATG offered the Bulldogs a 2-litre bottle of Pepsi Max and some Red Rooster for Jack McRae. Yep.
this in preparation for today's show. But have you got anything else you're able to
Just saw, yeah, so Rioli's been traded, but I think everyone already knew that. I think that was already done, like penciled in, like all the trade picks and all that a few days ago, but not a surprise. I think for both parties, they'll a Gold Coast paying overs for Rioli. What do you guys reckon?
Clearly, we're going to find out more information around this from the AFL.
Are Gold Coast paying too much
As of this morning, the Giants
for Rioli? I know Rioli won their best and fairest last year.
down were players were only just finding out.
I don't think Barras will go to Hawthorn anymore, to be honest. Hawthorn don't.
Play out in this front.
Thank you,
Yeah, but you could go for futures, though, Coast Club.
Matt Kennedy. I think if you're looking for McRae and Kennedy, so McRae goes out and Kennedy comes in, which I think is
Jack Steele and Higgins requested trade to Essendon.
let McRae go. They bring in Kennedy. I just think it's an upgrade.
And when we get pick 72.
I thought he was big in a few games.
Pick 72 wouldn't even get used this day and age anyways.
Around the edges, but really good overhead. Going forward, can clearly play inside. Terrific club.
What I'm hoping it's not all expected deals, because it's not, I wouldn't say it's boring necessarily, but it's like not as interesting as
What we're reading
if random deals that no one really thought were going to happen end up happening.
ago when he was, multiple all
But like, what random deals would happen that no one would be talking about? There wouldn't be any big plays, would there? Or could there be?
a terrific result in terms of them having a bit of a little win.
Well, the Bulldogs have knocked back pick 47 for Jack McRae from St Kilda, but if they got 47...
It was 47 that they knocked back. I was right. I'm not surprised that they knocked back 47, but I'm not happy that they knocked back 47 at the same time. You said from the start, Hawthorn will either get Barras or Battle, not both. They still could get both. I still think they'll find some trade, I reckon. We won't be getting high picks. Yeah. All right. Well, what? Yeah, true. So, what would they offer? What's on the table for Hawthorn to give up that they have at the moment now, on top of future?
It's complicated if it does fall over for him. I mean,
And Essendon had
clearly pushing that score Damo to the point we haven't seen.
All right. I'll check the audio again, just because people were saying it was bad, but I don't think it's bad anymore.
Again, just trade, I reckon.
I could add this filter actually. I just realised this is probably what it's missing. How's the filter? I think that eliminates some of the background noises. Let me know. Any delisted free agent you think could get a second chance, like Shaki or Marchbank? I really don't know about Shaki. I don't know about Marchbank. Is that a lot better? Because I forgot that filter was off. Because that filter now should be on.
I think to your point, Kane, you said it about an hour ago or half an hour ago.
Spam guy's back. Yeah, it's the same dickhead. Just hide him. Surely there's a mod
Proper line of sight on what is being
somewhere.
what they are alleged to have done, and I've got no doubt that this is in the considerations and
What I could do actually, I could just check myself.
because there's a 2 hours and or less than 2 hours now.
What is it?
And these players who have been on the
All right.
for some time, according to Cal,
Good.
are now no longer
Good,
on
good,
board.
good.
The Luke Parker situation
Better?
at North
Better audio. Hopefully Carlton pick up Bono to piss Nick off.
Just obviously the fact they've got Jack Darling already through. Is there
Why would that piss Nick off?
particular
Does he not like him?
right now?
No, I mean, North Melbourne's been throwing different options up too.
You reckon Blues might swap
The Swans want a better pick,
Membry and Kemp?
They want a singular pick, and so far,
Nah, I don't think so. I think Membry, he'll go to Collingwood. He probably goes to Collingwood, and he probably goes to Collingwood a little bit later, not today.
much progress on that at all. And
Most dead trade period and deadline name probably ever.
offered a 3-year deal by North Melbourne.
No. The most dead by far was 2021. That was the shittest trade period ever.
It's in the 40s now, isn't it?
No.
Clayton's not leaving, mate. You never know.
Hasn't moved.
I doubt it. You never know.
In the 60s, and I think if it did get to 44, that's a point where Sydney probably.
People are just putting in random garbage in the chat now, like Hogan to go to the Swans and all that. The whole,
situation as well, what they want to do there too.
yeah, it's overall been more dead than I thought,
It isn't 44. I mean, if you identify him,
because there was a lot of like time where just nothing happened. That was the problem.
acceptable, but then
But I think we shouldn't be
like 62. It's
just
almost
like
how soon-
surprised, because it always seemed to be the case.
go down that path.
Why isn't Josh Battle? That's because I haven't got space for the done. I'm just putting in recent done deals. I'd have assumed most people would already know that Battle's gone to Hawthorn. But if you don't know already, for some reason, and haven't been following along, yeah, Battle
I was of the opinion
as a free agent off to Hawthorn.
I'm okay with
But I'll take
doing what they're doing, but
what we got from it.
Picks means North Melbourne,
Pick
particularly
8.
in the 40s. So many draft picks.
Tracker's honestly doing some scary shit right now. Yeah, true.
Like you wouldn't believe that.
Can you turn them up?
You know, coming out of their ears. So,
If you want,
in the 40s, I wouldn't
but
think
if you really want to listen to them and not me, you could always just go on the AFL website for that.
I mean, Alistair Clarkson's been
So I'm not going to turn it up anymore.
getting some experience in, and once you commit to a player, that they will have to.
Once again, let me just...
And yeah, I expect that'll be the.
I'll just mute myself for a second.
Take a break. We might talk Collingwood on the other side of it. We're still awaiting certain people leaving the meeting rooms here, and we'll bring the news and their interviews as soon as we get access to those key officials involved at the final stages of the 2024 trade period. But Collingwood on the menu after this.
All right, I'm back.
For Continental Tires, engineered in Germany, proven in Australia. Search Continental Tires today.
What happened to Stringer? Oh, I'm just saying that it's not happening anymore.
0426 307.
That's why I have a line through it. Still another hour and 40. I remember last year I streamed this and gave up after the first hour because I wasn't feeling it. But that's because I wasn't providing shit. I was just sitting eating food, and I'm not going to do that tonight. Even though I'm hungry, it's not the best. And whilst we are just waiting on stuff to happen, because at the moment we're just discussing, like they're just doing their own talks, but nothing too entertaining. For the 24-hour stream this weekend, which is almost definitely going to happen, what do you want to see happen on the stream? Because I haven't really planned. I didn't really get the time to plan much. Stringer manager is contacting the Giants again. Well, they said it's not happening 25 minutes ago. Literally. Do you not have the volume on? I do have the volume on, but I've been... You do realise, mate, I have been focusing more on the chat, so I could have easily just not had that in my thought process. It might have gone through one ear and out the other. Alright, well, if that's the case... You know, we can always just get rid of that line if that is the case. But I don't even know for a fact. I'd want other people to fact check it. But we'll just leave it as it is then, if you really think that should happen. Well, I don't know what's going to happen on that 24-hour stream, though. I want to get the Weet-Bix punishment done on the stream, so I'm probably going to get people down. So I don't know if... Gave forgot it should be easy to get down for that, so I might ask him, but I'd want more than just that. Probably a lot of PS4, I reckon. Who's that useless ruck that D's got? Tom Campbell. He's not a useless ruck. Tom Campbell, though. He's not useless. Just because he's barely played over the four teams that he's now gotten to doesn't mean he's useless. He's obviously not a number one ruck. Is Jake Stringer going to the Giants? Well, according to Jason, apparently that's still a possibility, even though I was hearing Trade Radio say that was ruled out 25 minutes ago, but sure. Whatever. A lot of rucks who are second and third string end up being... Yeah, like... But it's whatever. I've seen nothing about the Stringer deal. Neither have I, but I've just left it there. Apparently it's back on, and I've been called an idiot for not apparently fact-checking through someone. Even though I don't know. I might get a little counter up as well on the screen. I'll do this so people know how long there is to go. Because I have a little counter on the bottom right, so just extend that. Just so if anyone asks how long until it ends, it's easier for them to see it. So where could I put that? I guess there. Yeah. Do you reckon Barras goes to Hawk? I'm saying he does, but Coast Club said no. Coast Guard reckons not. And I guess it's fair enough because what do the Hawks have to give to West Coast? The West Coast probably don't want to get screwed over again because I feel like they got screwed over in the Liam Baker Owies deal. What's happening with Membry, says Enzo. I think Membry... Well, I don't know why the Saints haven't given him another contract. So he's probably just going to go into delisted free agency, I think. And if that happens, I think they'll just get him after the trade. Like, they probably won't get him tonight. That's what I've been hearing. And I feel like the Pies certainly could use someone like Tim Membry because he's the sort of player that can kick 30-odd goals in a year. 30, even more. I was thinking a three-way trade would happen for Brass, but now I'm thinking that won't happen. All right, we got Damien Barrett here, live crossing over to Damien Barrett. Damo, what's the business?
Perryman, Houston, and we believe Tim Membry from the Saints.
They're talking about Tim Membry now.
To the mix for 2025.
Yeah, he's doing a medical over the next 24 hours.
So he's doing a medical at the moment. I knew that. So there's Collingwood right now. Houston, Perryman, pick 58. Richards, Noble, 36. And a first-round pick is gone. So that's why I'm thinking if Collingwood have a shit year next year, that would be a lot worse because I haven't got their first-round pick. So they're going to hope the fact that they're back in contention for the flag, Collingwood. So what does everyone reckon Collingwood finish next year? Theoretically. It's strange how there's only like 15 completed trades. I don't know the actual number.
And I see the point too. If they re-sign all these players,
First can go.
What's the point in not going for these guys?
If I'm making the early choice, like selection, I'm saying 5th. But there's every chance with how they finished some games this year that they don't make finals. Apparently McRae deal's pretty much done. Pick 45 to the... I thought that was declined. Pretty sure it was declined, that. Got 314 in the chat. Not too bad. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe. I will make a trade video. Maybe two. It just depends, though, because it's a awkward period for me. I've got work, so it's hard for me to get trade. And my trade period videos take a bit longer because I spend a lot more time on the graphic side of things. So if I can get other people to do the graphics over the next couple of days, maybe I can do too. Chappie's an 18th month member. Thank you, Chappie. Feel free to have a chat about the possibility of getting, well, you get Bailey Smith. I think that's, and maybe, I don't know about Oliver, that's a chance maybe for Geelong. What's happening with Perryman? Perryman, he already left the Collingwood. They're not, so for people wondering, on the right side of the graphic with the done deals, those are just the last 13 that could fit. There are still more, like Perryman and Cumming and all that, and Battle.
I don't think the Giants are necessarily 100%.
Holy crap, McCullen offered.
I think from their position, if
okay, I'm not gonna list. I'm not gonna even read out those stupid ones. Then, fair enough, Chappie. G'day, Cam Harrison. Long time no see. Still have your mod. Can anyone confirm if Kane Corns is a pause button?
I still think there's a slight pulse. It might not be a beating pulse. It might not be.
I think it's becoming less and less unpopular by the day to actually form a likeliness to Kane Corns. I don't hate him at all. What's happening to McRae? What do you remember what's happening? It looks like the deal will get done late. The Saints will get him, but I don't really want, as a Saints fan, to trade. It could be pick 32 for McRae. I reckon that wouldn't surprise me.
Haven't been able to see with my own
But
eyes, Damo, but there's
is
no
he
doubt
worth that?
Busy Bees there trying to get those deals
I'm still
on.
pissed about. Yeah, fair enough. Did you see Solder? Yeah, I did see that. Actually, that's why I don't think he's going.
So there's a reason for these deals wanting to be revived.
It's great. It's great to catch a stream. Yeah, cheers, Julian. Haven't been doing a lot of stream, but I don't really want to stream for the sake of it. Like for example, this isn't stream for the sake of it. I'm providing hopefully relevant information to people for this one. And then the next one will be that 24-hour stream, and then probably after that,
James Pete.
I don't just want to stream for the sake of it. I want my stream to be worthwhile.
The trade period we get to tonight, and it's yet to be resolved.
Sometimes I'll do like a late night
What's going
stream
on behind
where
the
it doesn't
scenes
matter.
with that club and others. Where's that at with the Adelaide Crows?
Could string go to the Giants. I don't think he's going to the Giants, but
Slow going on this one, and
according to someone in the chat,
it's been
they were saying that is
he picked his club a
going to
couple of weeks
happen.
ago. He's out
But
of
I think he's
contract.
just taking the
One of the
piss.
most
And if he is taking the piss,
this year's trade period.
he's got literally no credibility.
Deadline and still no deal done. The Crows have put
'Cause
forward some different options
that's what
for
I
the
was
Saints
under the
line,
assumption that the
including
Giants
offering
pulled
two
out like
first
30
round
minutes
picks
ago.
and
So
a slide of other selections as well.
yeah, and he calls me an idiot for that as well.
Second round pick. So
Do you not
that's the
just
point.
hear him?
I feel like two
No,
picks
mate,
is
you're taking the
kind
piss
of
because
feel
no one
like
else is agreeing with you.
pick anyway.
Stringer is off the table. I don't know.
There, but
Unless you are right, but I just don't think you are at all.
worst case, he walks to the preseason draft.
Not a single person's agreeing with you, and I'm sure they would have been on the stream listening to the same thing as well.
He's willing to wait it out.
Kind of like
Just you can be talking about Stringer doesn't mean that they're saying it's going to happen.
Albeit they've come from a long way back. You hear the reports.
Anyways, it's whatever. It's not worth getting angry about.
The last 90 minutes of the trade deadline.
In important roles for them.
If Stringer was willing to go to the Giants, surely his manager is on the phone ringing other clubs to get him out of Essendon. Well, no, Stringer does want to go to the Giants.
They've added some experience with Neil Bullen.
Because they're probably not even tuned in.
After playing 6 games this year. So, like,
You do realise the people that are tuned in would certainly back your claims in the chat, though, mate.
Under the pump to start winning finals next year.
I want to know what you think about the Giants next year, losing these guys. We talk about the incomings across the competition.
A faint pulse is basically no, I'd even say.
A couple of other guys potentially, including Xavier O'Halloran as a depth player. How do they fare?
What hurts your depth? So there's what's happened. See the addition.
Anyway, so they're showing now the Giants, so this is what they ended up. They've actually got some good draft picks, 15, 16, and 21.
Perryman is probably the one that was the first choice out of those, coming as well when he was fit. But you look at it, Haynes is not really an issue. He wasn't a first choice player anymore. I think they can cope. Clearly, they're stung by it. Peatling, I think, hurts them more than the other three for the role that he plays, the versatility, the defensive action.
They are going to lose Peatling as well. He said Stringer's manager is getting back on the phone to SN trying to.
They've still got Brown, who's
We'll see what happens. If he ends up going to the Giants, then I'll take back what I said, but I don't think he does. You haven't heard it because you've been. I'm just surprised that there wouldn't be other people also on it.
No. So they're relying on a bit of health. Can Elio get himself back and play a full season of football? Kelly missed football. Taylor often missed games of football. So once again,
Whatever though,
like Richmond,
I heard Damien Barrett mention that Jason Prime.
That'll be a crucial factor as to how far they go.
And that mental trauma is added.
What would the Giants have to give up? I don't even think he'd be giving up much at all.
The stringer and the integrity matters at the Giants, they're separate issues. So whatever's gone down by way of the
I know they're talking about Stringer now, but they're not.
It's separate. And I believe that person who's sent that in, given that both you and I, Kane, made comments around that. And look, it may be an issue for others, but it's not in terms of why this has hit a block at this stage with 90 minutes to go.
Well, we love some.
Yeah, I don't know.
This one clearly is going to be that now. The standoff, the withdrawing of interest, the push.
Didn't Toby Growing? Yeah, I know. That's stupid. I heard that. They have to do some sort of a review or whatever. I think, or whatever they said.
Many players still in play.
Damien Barrett doesn't my head in.
Someone else by pushing someone else there, and the
Got
Bombers
to
were central to this too. The door was open.
Meet Damien Barrett out of the blue last year.
Does go that way.
Tom Barras has been
Featured in a weekly vlog. How many other possible trades do you think will actually happen?
Very,
Of the ones on the screen, maybe a little bit over half, I'd say. They're all. That's why it's like possible trades, because it's not confirmed or anything like that. Did you see Stengel? I'm not sure what you're on about. Sammy does a lot of people. Exactly. While they pull interest, he'd be a good backup to Hogan. And well, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. So maybe I need to listen to what they're talking about. But I feel maybe the Bombers want to keep him.
Maybe two future firsts.
I think he's still under contract. The Stringer 1 year, yeah. I'm pretty sure. BL Short says, you think any surprise are coming? Well, if any surprises do occur, I couldn't tell you which ones. I really couldn't. But hopefully they'd be good. Feel free to play around with the possibilities in the chat of any surprises if you think there'd be any. But I don't know.
this draft. West Coast can't go to this year's draft with one first pick, can they? And bringing in Baker and some experienced players. Like, they've got to find a way to turn those future picks, which I think they're going to get, into this draft.
I would argue it's part of the plan to be.
People have him training because he
by a long way.
OD'd in the club and then played 5 days after.
It's risky though, because
It is.
Oh.
They might stay.
Well, I haven't heard any of that shit.
The biggest contract we've ever seen, like in the history.
Cam Harrison reckons that Kennedy, he doubts that he'll leave Carlton, but if he does, I reckon Carlton will.
Let's face it, 1, 2, or 3, they'll have a future pick that'll be Hawthorn's.
Yeah, I've just put that there though, but I haven't got very high amount of confidence. He's been floated to be possibly off to the Saints as well, but it looks like the Bulldogs. But I don't really know if the Bulldogs would need many midfielders still, because still got a pretty. Even though they're getting rid of McRae and Smith, still don't know if midfielders are exactly who they would want to get at the moment. Kind of hoping West Coast get in Peatling's ear and snap him.
A little bit like we just spoke to.
Yeah, but the chance of that happening, I think it's pretty much confirmed he's going to Adelaide.
If they have 2 first-round picks for next year,
What would it take for that to occur? BL shorts.
that they can't trade a pick back in and still hold a pick for next year. So there is that access to do it. So
I reckon Joe Rich's breakout year next year, maybe.
Exactly right. But
He has only played like 9 games. And I thought he was a lot younger than what he actually is. He's like 25, Richard. So
that case where if they get the pick 12 in, that they're happy.
how good is he realistically going to be?
18, they've got 26 as well. So there's a way to spread it out. I also think there's probably a necessity.
I hope Rory Atkins plays round 1. Yeah, then there'll be a certain YouTube channel that will have won't have a certain person in their videos for a bit.
Harley's will be bigger than what Chad Warner's going to get thrown at him as well. So they need to be.
He was contracted but only 400k. He wants more. They won't give it.
That's the balancing act.
Well, that's the thing, right? I think that's why Stringer wants to go. He wants the extra contract. He probably will get more money at the Giants. And will his role be better at the Giants? Maybe not.
Just to backtrack over what we are saying.
But it'll be good for him in a way because there won't be as much pressure for a player like Stringer in a non-Victorian environment. Same as Daniel, like I didn't hear about that one until like a couple hours ago, but you never know. Oh, I talked about that for a while. But I think the Bulldogs keep rejecting North's offers. Because I think for Daniel, he's currently on like a 2-year contract with the Bulldogs, but the Roos are offering 4 years. I saw people saying a future second, since that's what the Giants want and Adelaide won't give it.
So both parties are here and here, and there is no middle ground.
Yeah, but would Peatling want to go to West Coast?
So Hawthorn has had its future first-round pick, future second.
Ready for Ballarat. And wouldn't say I'm ready for it, but that'll be interesting. The Ballarat trip. Cardi just saw memory deal to Collingwood.
Whose would you pick, Cal?
They would have already talked about it here, so I don't believe you.
The Blues are right in that spot. I know you're on the Hawthorn.
You'd be tipping Carlton,
I'll be
wouldn't you?
taking Carlton. Well, that's the thing that the West Coast may be concerned about.
Well, it was Daniel to, I think, a South Australian club back in the day, because I think he's from South Australia, but it was like 2 months ago when I made my first trade video to go to Adelaide, but North were the only, now it's only North. Has Tom Barrass been traded yet? No, so if you see on the screen possible trades, it means it hasn't happened. If you see on the right done deals, it means it has happened. And we only have the last 13 deals that have occurred. So any after that, I can't really show on the screen because there's no space. Give me a sec. Someone's just shut up and trying to listen. If you want to listen, just fucking go on the AFL website.
And just back on the Bailey Smith situation, this pick 17 used by the Geelong Footy Club, as far as we can tell, there's been no movement on that changing, and despite the...
You want to just listen to it without me?
Than just that, you're still pretty adamant, Cal, aren't you, that will be it, and it only tonight. And if that is the case, what the flow-on effect for the other Bulldogs players who are seeking new homes tonight in Jack McRae and Caleb Daniel?
If the Dogs lose too much, they would want to snag Kennedy out of Carlton. Yeah, true. If they, well, definitely if they lose Jack. Dogs have a lot of possibilities with some players. And they always leave it late, the Bulldogs. Always. Yeah, Shai did go to Freo. It is quite crazy. Matthew says, if pick 17 isn't good enough for the Dogs for Smith, would future first and third be more appealing?
a very young player in AFL.
And
too.
would
So
this year's pick 17 and
that's the
35 with
rough
Geelong
situation at the moment. Which way would you blink, Kane?
paying 75 to 80% of his salary be
They don't
fair?
have a pick
No, I
before
was-
35 right now.
Exactly right.
Futures.
Yeah, okay, so
I
what-
was looking at that.
17
I mean, the pick 17 is still valuable. We've seen
What about a
Wales
17 and a
up
future
there
first, or is that too much?
13 and 29, and they loved it. They're like, oh, we've got a high-end pick. So I think
Because
if
I still
you
don't
want
think
that
the Dogs will
first
take
round,
17 and
first round,
35.
if you're on the option, then if it's that
But I'm not
option,
sure because I don't know what they're
I think
discussing
what
right
will
now.
happen here is there'll be some- Geelong
How do we
will
watch it? If you just want to watch this and you
some
think I'm a
like
loser and
back,
all
so
that crap
like
and don't
some
want me
Western Bulldogs, oh, we can hold
reacting
down
and
a
responding to
bit.
comments and all that, and if you just want to listen to that, just go on the AFL website.
Like, there's always something extra that goes. So at least the Western Bulldogs can go. Oh, we got a little bit.
So Richmond's falling apart. Well, they're going to be having a couple years very certainly down the bottom of the table, but obviously that's because all their players are heading out because they've had their success and all that. It's not really, it's sort of falling apart, but it's not. They know the direction they're heading, but I just feel concerned for Adam Uze in a way as a new coach. When you got so much of your nucleus fucking gone, I'm not sure what's going to happen with Richmond. But I know Studi probably thinks that Richmond finished first and all that crap, which if he's got a functioning brain, he can't possibly think that's ever going to be true. But I don't think he's got a functioning brain. Proper one at least.
They're not
Good
going
luck,
anywhere.
good luck replicating that deal.
They're not going anywhere, Geelong, are they? Like, I mean, we've been death riding them for.
Where does everyone think Geelong finish next year as well? Is another little question to the chat. Because they're only going to get better, you would think, with a Smith, especially if they had Oliver, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think maybe top 4 again. 4th. Could be really higher, though. It could be lower.
They probably win 8 of those. They're going to be hard to beat again.
Yep. On previous deadline nights,
8th, 9th.
curveball names
I'd be
into the frame.
shocked if they don't finish in the top 8. Because think about it, they're going to have an extra GMHBA game
And I
again.
raise that in the context of the
They're going to play 10 games at GMHBA instead of 9. That's what they were saying. So I think that's going to help a lot. And they win at least 8. They normally win at least 8 GMHBA games, 7 or 8.
So he's still a required player. Clubs have asked the question, but we're not even hearing.
What time do they start ramping up the trades?
No, we're not hearing anything on Clayton Oliver.
Can't remember because last year I gave up on my trade deadline. So I reckon I streamed for an hour and then I just gave up.
It's a big year for him, and it's a big year for the way that the club use him. Like, it can't be using him in
But
the anymore. I mean, he looked to be the
I'd probably say in the next 30 minutes.
that you would want for 10 years. Like, he was just
Cardi Saints in finals is Take 2 Twins. I'm not going to back it in because everyone's just going to call me out for backing in because I don't think anyone's realistically saying it in their ladder prediction that the Saints will make the 8. But the Saints making the 8 certainly a chance.
Key defender. Otherwise, I think when he's out of contract, the discussions will ramp up and the offers.
We'll see with Jack McRae and Kemp. I reckon it makes our squad a little bit better. But then Membry, Ross, a lot of players are actually on the out this year for the Saints. Maybe Jack Hayes. Collingwood could take Hayes and Membry from us, which would sort of piss me off in a way. Well, I don't really know why we get rid of Hayes because I don't know. No one's going to put us in the 8 though. I know that for a fact. As that can't be flat because I know it was fully charged not that long ago. If it's flat,
He does look pretty relaxed.
He's always checking the time. Look at that. There's 6 of those, and there's 2 of the Geelong.
Can we go to the Geelong
I
room
think
back
we
again?
know who's going to blink. he's not blinking.
That's the Bomber Thompson eating the
He isn't
sandwich
flat.
in the coach's
Look at
box.
him.
That's how he carries himself
Well,
at the best of times, I think.
They have been the buzzer beater Bulldogs who've been calling them and the deadline day darlings because a lot of their deals over the past few years have come down to this moment. So they've got experience in it.
But these are outgoings tonight.
Yeah,
These are outgoings.
hold up.
Going as well.
I'll just move the mic here just so you guys
And 2 years before
know what's happening. I'm just
when he was in contract as well.
this is
done.
ensuring it doesn't go flat because it
I
always
think Caleb Daniel will
seems to
have
go
it,
flat when I don't
and
want it to.
Jack McRae is the more interesting one for me because I don't know if the Saints will put forward anything better than 47.
What they've got.
Yeah.
What flushes out most?
Turn
out
it
of
off and on
those
again.
Possibilities. The Matt Kennedy passage from Carlton to the Bulldogs.
That's a little bit of a reliance.
Is it removed?
No, it's not removed. I think there's a little bit of a watch on how linked that is to the Jack McRae situation, the pick coming in for that being used potentially for Kennedy. They want Kennedy, but I think it's as a defensive, a backup and depth midfield option, which they would be losing if McRae.
What do we have in the chat?
On the field, so there's that element to it too.
Tell you
What's the biggest trade so far? Probably the Houston one.
Like, so Soldo's the really only one that we've spoken about. Campbell's gone.
Fidget's top 8. Surprised you don't have Richmond in there with how much you suck him off in certain people's videos. What is the biggest trade so far? Yeah, probably say Houston one. The biggest trade. Like, it was a 3-way trade which involved 5 players heading to different clubs. So I'd say probably that.
After the issues that they've had with Stanley, where he's been subbed out in second quarters of games, and during the final series, he's
what's the surprise? I don't know what the surprise trade is. If it's not on the table, I'm not that. I'm not probably smart enough to know.
They must have a plan to bring in a big. I mean, Conway's there, but
he's injured at the moment,
and hasn't been reliable with his body.
Yeah.
And you've of a surprise trade, you want an actual surprise trade that involves a fairly decent player.
I'm really
Oh, I hate how it does.
Riley O'Brien from Adelaide for a couple of years until we know if Conway's going to be the player. But there's been no talk on rucks.
What I'll say about that is my belief that Chris Scott likes the mobile ruck.
I don't like how it
Stanley,
does that.
in that genre. Yep. Riley O'Brien's
Still a minute. Still an hour and 13 minutes. No trades have gotten done.
And that makes sense.
You should make a video. Yeah, I could, but
Stanley, and it gives him a few more tricks.
that would be something I'd make in November. I'd almost feel like it's irrelevant to make a trade video then. I hope the RAS deal gets done. It should be. Talk is still progressing.
So I understand that, but he's not young.
Yeah, well, if Hawks kept 14, that'd be a lot easier. My camera keeps turning off.
I don't know who the ruck
Why?
is, but I'm surprised that they haven't gone with one, and they're going to run it back with Reece Stanley.
Nothing's happening at the moment, so I guess you just listen to me with a black screen for a bit.
This time next year, though, because there's another DeConing out of contract by the name of Tom at Carlton at the moment. They've signed up all their other big name players, haven't they? Walsh, Cripps, Curnow, Mackay. They've got them all locked away, and Wiedering during the week most recently. They haven't got Tom DeConing locked away.
Why don't I just plug it in?
So, for all we know,
Normally that
is in play, and that would fit the bill of the mobile ruckman that Chris Scott loves.
And a free agent as well. As a free agent, you can name your own price, and he will get some extraordinary offers. I know you've been big on him for a while, Kane, but those offers are coming. His second half of the season,
bear with me.
Phenomenal. So that one,
Bear with me for a minute.
Sam Walsh 2 years after that as well, from a free agency point of view. That was a difficulty with the Dan Houston situation from them too. I mean, this is a guy that's been offered 6 years at Collingwood. It's about a $4.5 million deal. Carlton didn't have that type of money to spend on him.
And that maybe that's the reason why always goes. They're thinking about sending Kemp and Kennedy away. That hurts their depth as well for the Blues, doesn't it? I mean, they're a bit like Collingwood, that they're relying on health and an improved health bill with the success they've had.
Okay, so
players like Owies and Kemp and
now that we're back once again,
halfway through the year, and you've got
can't quite hear.
This particular year. Let's take a break.
I just had to move it.
Look at the Carlton Footy Club, what they have done in this.
It should stay like that. Sometimes it just turns off randomly, even though it has charge.
Late tonight before the close of play, we'll get Cal Toomey and Kane Corns to analyse every part of it.
I think they're going back to a break, so I guess we'll just continue having a discussion. It's going to get really interesting. So for those that are interested in knowing, it always gets very busy late. Like, I remember there was a deal where I think Treloar deal got done with with 15 seconds to go. So yeah, it's gonna get busy late. That's what I reckon. Who's been the worst team this trade period? I'm gonna make a video on that either tomorrow or Friday. But if you want to help me with that, who do you think the worst team has been during the trade period in terms of like? Because it's hard if what teams have literally done nothing that I can think of. I don't think Essendon have been involved in anything. Essendon would be one. Who else has just been completely irrelevant? Like, you could argue Brisbane, but they still were involved in a trade. Saints. Oh no, the Saints will get busy though. Sydney. What have Sydney done? Sydney and I mean, to be fair, the Sydney Parker one, I really wouldn't say. See, that's where I don't know where I'd rank teams that just have done nothing. I reckon I'd still rank them ahead of teams like I'd think still ultimately Essendon have done better than Port because I think they've got. If you get screwed over, I think you go under a team that's done nothing, in my opinion. Internal. Oh, my freaking camera's too hot. That's what's happening. I know how to fix it. All you got to do is just get a damp cloth and just wetten it and just put it on top of it for a bit. So I'll do that now. Whilst there's a break. There's probably a much... Oh! The cloth is in the... There we go. I think that should fix it because the cloth is cool. So it should help just with the temperature there. It should. It normally does the job. Sydney did like nothing yet, possibly. Yeah, so I don't know with Sydney next year. There's no guarantee they make top 4, let alone I don't even know about finals because every fucking year Sydney, well, not just Sydney, most teams that get done in grannies, it's historically been a trend for so long, always have a bad season the next. But it's weird because Sydney was so dominant, but you could see signs of them cracking late. You could see signs of the Swans cracking late. Yeah, I remember Bitter cheering. I actually remember that. And he made some stupid video. I remember he made some really stupid video afterwards. It was like the new Collingwood 2021 AFL list, and he had like just random people in the Collingwood team photo on Photoshop. He was trying to be funny. Surely I wasn't the only one that remembers that video. It was because of how badly they went that trade period. I remember Collingwood had a shit 2020 trade period, and then they had a terrible 2021 season. So I don't know how much of that had to do with their poor year. Sydney have got like a stacked midfield, but they should. They should, but doesn't necessarily mean they will. I'd be tempted to have Sydney. I'd genuinely be tempted to have Sydney outside the 8 again. It's tempting, but I'll be called an idiot for it because I don't think they're going to fall out the 8 ultimately. Geordie remembers it. Raza remembers it. The OGs will remember that video. I watched it and I was like, what is this? What the hell is this video? Because it didn't make sense to me. Will the Giants make any moves, Cardi? What are your thoughts? Well, you want to have a look at my little possible trades thing. They're the most likely moves. Stringer, I think, is done. But someone told me to get rid of the Cross, so I've kept the Cross. But I think don't even consider the likelihood of the Stringer deal being done. So I don't think the Giants are getting him. But maybe. Who knows? And then the O'Halloran deal. But I don't really know why the Giants would not keep him after the fact that they're going to lose Peatling as well. So they're not bringing anyone in, the Giants. They're only letting players go. Yeah, no, I'm all pretty good, Riser. Footy season's done, but there's still a lot of stuff I've got content-wise planned on the topic of content. But, you know, I've been good. Good to see you in the chats and all that. How long were the ads going for? I don't know. I haven't really timed it. What's happened with Ivan Soldo? I don't think anything's happening with him. I don't think he's going to any club. Oliver not in possible trade. He's in the possible trades. Thoughts on Membry? I thought he was good last year, or this season for us. He had a game where he kicked 6. He's at handy third tall. He always competes. He probably didn't have the best start to the year, but it would be disappointing to not see him finish his career at the Saints. Yeah, I don't want him to go. And I wouldn't want him to go to Collingwood. That would annoy me because you just know with Collingwood, you never know with them. They could. What if they win the flag and he plays in a premiership? That would annoy me. But I would feel. I'd feel good for him if that happened.
is that we see right now they've got pick
in a way.
and then a big
But it'd be
gap
annoying in a way.
until the next pick at 63.
Not sure if I want him or not.
All of that. They began with 12. They got
Yeah, but I don't think you'll be giving up a lot for him. You won't be. I don't think you'll be giving up anything for him because he'll just be a delisted free agent. I think Collingwood fans really should take him. I'm not saying he's a star anymore or anything like that, but I feel like he'll be in your best 22, to be honest. All right, so they're showing the Carlton.
I know there's other numbers and players attached to all of that maneuvering, but
If the Blues, and I wouldn't be surprised genuinely if the Blues have a disappointing season next year. They could not make finals, and then that first round pick. Who's getting Carlton's first round next year? I completely forgot. Who gets their first round? Is it West Coast? Is it Gold Coast? Who gets it? Is it? I don't remember. Probably should know, but I don't remember. Who got Carlton's first round pick for next year?
Who they got their eye on?
Well, Finn O'Sullivan.
Hawthorn.
They can't be sure that he's going to get there though. Because
Are you going to do a ranking each team? Yeah, I probably will. I probably will do that, but not players. Because I did players, but I didn't really know what I was talking about back when I did that. You know, like in 2020 when I'd rank each player. But I wasn't following the trade period much, so I'd just see the player and just go, okay, if he's someone that I've heard of, I'll just put him into star. But it's kind of like everyone would know that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I'm just going to go off team by team, winners and losers. Probably on Team Maker or something like that.
They looked a bit one pace through the midfield at times for me, particularly when Walsh has been banged
Next
up.
year's draft is terrible, says Jason. You can't say any draft is terrible. I know this year's is stacked. I know that. Which is why I'm happy we have 7 and 8. Do you think that Bailey Smith tried to get done by 7:30 or will he go into the draft pool? Well, I don't think the Dogs would want him to go into the draft, but I think he does get done in the last 5 minutes.
The only thing I'm worried about is the group of small forwards. I think always leaves. It is 30 odd goals. So you're going to go.
Are any Collingwood players leaving? Well, Noble left yesterday. Is this the first year people have done a trade period deadline? Nah, I did one in 2022. And it did quite well, but this has probably been so far better. And that stream performed very, very well, and this one's probably doing better. 2023, I attempted one, but I just gave up. I don't even know why I did. I just gave up after an hour.
Pretty well in this trade period to play finals and still end up with pick 3.
But won't be giving up at this time around. But they're pretty enjoyable streams because it's kind of like a Just Chatting, but like an amplified one where you've got a lot to talk about. You could argue there hasn't been much to talk about in the last hour because nothing's happened, but there's going to be a lot to talk about in the next hour. And I'll probably stay for a little bit later, but I am going to need to end before 8. Have to end before 8. Yeah, I like the idea of a trade period deadline day stream. And the draft stream, I didn't stream the draft last year. I was actually pretty shit with some of my streams last year in the off season. I'll definitely do the draft. I don't think I covered the draft once last year. Turn it up. I probably will just keep it at this volume. I think it's, you can hear it.
They probably have the most millionaires of any team on a list. Now, if the salary cap is 18 million plus and the average wage is going to be 520 by 2027, you've got maybe 6.
Lockie says Richmond are cooked next year, even with all those first rounders. Yeah, for next year they're not going to be great, but everyone knows that. Everyone will have them finishing last next year. I've got a draft video that I hope will do well. I might do a couple of draft videos. One draft video that isn't like I don't know how to explain it, but maybe like a mini doc video kind of related to the draft in some sense. I got to think of some idea. I haven't got any idea in mind, but I wouldn't mind giving it a crack related to the draft. That would entertain my viewers, but also entertain a different audience. What do you think about the Houston trade? I think Port Adelaide got done dirty. Nice to see the AFL let someone use footage with that.
there's anything they're going
Yeah,
to
but
do,
you can't show
rely on
games. I know that for a fact. But for some reason, this has always been fine because I guess you can watch it free
Exactly right. And
on
probably has been
the
in
Trade
the
Radio
AFL
app
Monday, I'm
or the
sure
AFL app. Sorry,
virtually across every single deal
it
he
goes
has
the same with the
all played out. He's done great
the
trades.
draft.
He's
So
done
if I did the
good
draft, I'd
all
have the
time.
thing up
So,
on the screen as
I
well.
think he's going to be very hands-on in that space. And look,
Not risking it within AFL game because I think I'll be probably going to get in trouble with that.
Probably not even as required.
They're in the win now camp, though, aren't they?
They are now.
Not everyone can clearly.
No, for some reason that's just been allowed for the last few years.
Just by their actions, who's in the
Where's the haircut? Yeah, no haircut yet. That's just because I haven't actually found the time to go and get one. And you'd think, oh, it's not that hard. Just get a fucking haircut. I don't know what haircut I'm getting yet. I probably might get one on Saturday, but if not, I'm gonna have to delay it another week. Another week. Because what's happening? It's a few things are starting to like happen soon for me. Like,
They need to be, don't they? I mean,
what's happening this week?
The coach, Justin Longman,
Because remember, I need
that was a
to get all the punishments complete. I've got a stream that I need to do where I react to the 09 grand final. I've got to do a fishing stream. I've got to do the 24-hour stream. And I've got to do the wheat bix punishment. So those 4 things need to be done in the next 2 weeks. Otherwise, a 100-hour stream.
Not knowing what the future looks like for the
Nothing really, Chris.
I really do. A bit similar to what happened to Kenny Hinkley in 20.
If something relevant was actually being like talked about, I'd probably quiet myself down. But nothing's been said. Like they're just talking about. I don't know. They're just talking about Matthew Nick's contract extension. Like that's kind of irrelevant right now. Like who cares about Matthew Nick's contract extension? Jay Thomas says, although Collingwood will get rid of an average player like Richards. Yeah, but Richards wasn't too bad. Like I thought he was actually quite. So he was in my fantasy team when I was actually in fantasy, like actually trying, and then I just gave up. Did you get my message stringers off the table?
Pick 14, pick 30, and
I knew he was off the table from the start, but I got sucked. Sucked over. Sucked off. No, that's not the right terminology. Screwed over, I think.
They've got an extraordinarily talented
Certainly not the right terminology. I didn't get sucked off by no one. How the hell do you hate? I don't hate the Dogs, mate. You want the Saints to get Kemp so bad? Yes. Liam? No, mate. Nothing happened. West Coast might be a mid. I still don't know with West Coast. It's always like every year, ladder predictions are so difficult. Every year. And I always say it, but I feel like this year's probably going to be the hardest to judge from this position. I don't think West Coast finishing higher than 14, though. I got to say, though, I'm truly on the edge of my seat watching this stuff right now. You'll be on the edge of your seat soon, I reckon. But it's good. The thing is, nothing's happening. We have 400 people still contributing in the chat just about. So it's good to see. As a West Coast fan, and I do not want to be biased, but we're going to be rising up the ladder next. You're not guaranteed to rise up the ladder, though. Because you were still extremely poor for many stages of the last year. And I know you're going to get there for a young side, but like against Geelong, that first half was about as bad as any club all year.
To go with 57 at the very least.
Both checking their watches. So just,
We'll see with West Coast. Like Baker will help them immediately, certainly. But that's it. No one. What other acquisitions have West Coast got? Oh no, they got Graham actually, and yeah, Graham and Owies. Never mind. Actually, to be fair, if you get a good injury list, a good run of injury, I think you could probably escape bottom 4. You got to be more consistent away.
He knows.
There is stuff called improvement. Well, no shit, mate. I know that.
And it's just a removal of stress.
Yeah, exactly, Geordie. Why do you hate the Cats? Because I go for St Kilda, and no St Kilda fan can say they like the Cats.
They're the ones that need to give here to make this a possibility.
As a Hawthorn fan, I feel sorry for Brass. It's going to be awkward for him if he stays in. Well, it will be awkward for a lot of the players. Yeah, but like, for example, Bailey Smith. I don't know how exactly it works, but if he doesn't get traded tonight, he'll go into the draft. But I'm not sure how that works. too much.
Bulldogs room. The one seat that's empty is Sam Powers, so he's obviously on the phone doing the work.
My least favorite team's still Essendon, and it probably won't change for a while. I don't think.
Great vision for us. That might happen later on.
Who do you think's winning in the trade period?
Because we've got the middlemen in here.
The big winners.
They're the guys doing the roaming and walking around.
I think Gold Coast are probably in the conversation. Collingwood, probably Carlton because they got pick 3. Geelong will be the winners if they get Smith.
Parker deal and also deal still a significant distance between what Sydney are wanting.
Maybe Freo, but I don't like. I don't know. It's hard. That's why that video is not going to be easy to make.
What are they checking? What do you think? What's your best guess?
Probably what you've got on your screen there, and that is.
It'll be very awkward for Rioli to not go.
At the moment, so. Okay.
It looks like
How will that be awkward? He'll be under Damien Hardwick again.
associated.
Yeah.
Pretty simple stuff.
And it'll show them that Geelong's got pick 17, 30.
I think, yeah, Collingwood are up there with the big winners for sure. Because that their intention was to get Houston. I don't think they gave up as much as they thought they were. And it was never guaranteed. I didn't even think it was going to happen yesterday. It just randomly happened. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, he's going.
I think this is where
Cool.
crunch time happens.
He's leaving because of the money.
He's leaving.
Well, that's another reason.
Contracted, so unless they
But he'll want to
verification
stay at a club that could still see success. And I'm not saying Gold Coast is the best team at that because I've never seen success, but they're more likely at getting success than Richmond.
We don't want to get worse. Clearly, Bailey Smith leaving doesn't help us. And as much as McRae and Daniel are out of favour...
Well, that's what I'm saying. 5 of their best 10 players, I reckon.
Some injuries, and we want to at least be the status quo. And not
Yeah, that is funny, Geordie, in reference to Sammy's point. But no, it is crazy.
you're in a worse
Like, I don't remember the last time a side has had 5 stars like that all leave in 1 year. I know Hawthorn had a talent leave in 2022, but not many stars. They were just old. It's not like these are veterans that are like retiring. These are like players in their prime, just going.
I'm reading body language here, though. I don't think
Grimes as well. Yeah, fuck.
there's any concession there from him.
I think those arms being folded.
Well, hopefully the Saints can play Richmond twice next year.
He's not happy.
You go and tell the Bulldogs, we're not moving.
Checking the clock again.
It's weird because it's weird to think Richmond are the worst side now because
Told the Bulldogs this 3 weeks
they
ago.
were a
We're obviously speculating.
they won 3 premierships in 4 years, not that long ago.
This conversation.
Can we go to the corridor shop very
And I fucking had them finishing second in my ladder predictions last year.
through as well? So
He'll come and sort it out.
is he going to enter the room here? So bump into Paul Connors.
Paul's back.
Are we going to get a handshake or a bro shake on entrance?
It's a fist bump, I
It's a
reckon.
fist bump, you
Yeah.
reckon?
So there's Geelong. Is that Andrew Mackey?
Oh, it's kind of like
You know it's boring when they're commentating handshakes in the trade tables.
the relationships are good, clearly, but here he
So
comes.
is that a you've got a new
Richmond have to get this draft right. Likely, it's a good time to get into the draft.
Good to see you, mate. I don't think that was.
But it's not a guarantee. I don't even. It's never. The draft is never a guarantee. Just tell St Kilda that, and they'll know for a fact.
Exactly what has happened. So we still need to get resolution.
Anyways,
We need to get resolution.
for those that have just joined and haven't yet hit the subscribe button and have an interest in footy, I'll have a couple of, maybe not 2, definitely 1 trade video tomorrow. But a lot of off-season AFL content that I'm excited to get out to you. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, consider subscribing. If anyone's joined and are new
And often the AFL room
in the stream,
when money is swapping hands too. So when is
big night of editing.
somewhat by the other club when they're moved. So
Well, I know it's weird for me, but every single time I've got work the next morning, I always start late and edit. So this is going to be no exception.
part of the negotiations dragging out. How much
It sort of annoys me
willing to pay a
that I always end up doing it on a work night because it's shit. Because I don't get much sleep. But it's all right. I need to do it, and I will do it. So yeah, probably a big night of editing. I might get Bitter to make me some of the graphics. I think I'll do that actually. I'll just get him to make the graphics, and I'll just do the script and the voiceovers. Do an editing stream. No, I won't.
A rising star in this space as well in AFL
Nah.
administration. So
I don't really like editing streams. They're kind of overrated.
Official business going down. Maybe just a quick update.
I just want my Goal King challenge to be completed. That's just,
40 minutes time.
you know, when you get a massive video, you've just been chipping away at for like a week or 2 now, and it's just like, it gets to the point where you just want it to be done. So you can work onto your next project properly.
We'll take this break now for Continental Tires AFL trade rate.
And they're taking another break. So this is amazing. It's 51 minutes and there's still no movement whatsoever. There's literally more movement on my chair than during the last 2 hours in this trade period. Daniel Rioli was, and that was done in probably 4:30. But remember, guys, do not go anywhere because the next hour will be the most entertaining hour during this trade period, guarantee. If not, I will jump out of my window. Razor says Bailey Smith reportedly has just shook a hand. Well, yeah, that means that that'll get done, but I don't think it'll get done in the next 30 minutes. It'll be done in the last 15. Cardi, if you say up the baggers, you have to go to YouTube. Up the baggers. Can you see this message? Says Troy. I can. The vid's not going to be out this week anymore, the Goal King Challenge. Just want to address that. And I know it's annoying that I keep delaying it, but at this rate, it's whatever. I think you're going to have to jump out your window. No, I won't. You were just watching back chat. Are they live? I wouldn't mind having a look to see how many channels are currently like live streaming this deadline day, because I thought it was a new concept, but I feel like it probably isn't a new concept anymore. And let's see if I have the most viewers. I'll have a look. No, yeah, I am leading the front. And I'm not even a specialized trade period content. I think I am at least. Name a player for an edit. What about edit a coach? Edit Adam Uze. Yeah, I know True Footy's live. True Footy's, I've been watching a lot of his videos over the last few days just because I want to get filled in as much as possible. With True Footy, he does daily videos, so it's perfect for like trade content because there's always news every day that keeps changing, and he doesn't have to spend as long per video. He basically just talks from on camera, and that's basically enough for him to get. Backchat Studios $7.99. Does it? Why can't I see that? But once again, they're probably specialized and all that. Oh, they do. They have 900. Didn't even realize that. Are they actually answering the chat's comments though? Oh, I didn't even it didn't even come up when I searched it up. They're gonna get a lot in late. And I forgot what I was gonna say. Forgot what I was gonna say. Because he said he'll get Tom Barras on his stream. Really? Yeah, but how would anyone know that if they just joined? What's been happening so far on this stream? Not a lot. Like, it's been a good stream so far, but in terms of like actually things happening, not much. Now so far though, not a lot. What about AFL talks? When is the next trade? Should we guess when the next trade, what the next trade will be? I'm going to say James Peatling. Surely that's the next one that gets done. Surely. I thought that was going to get done earlier. I thought it was going to get done like first, second day, but clearly not. And maybe it won't. Next trade, McRae. What's the most viewers I've never gotten 1,000. I've refused to believe that's going to happen tonight, but if we get a massive last 30 minutes, you never know. I've never gotten 1,000 legitimate viewers on a stream. My most is like 900 for the 2023 Brownlow. Next trade, Smith. Watson 40 goal year. Yes, I agree. I think he'll kick 40 plus goals next year. He'll have a Ginnivan year in 2022 with the goals he kicked. Next trade, Parker. I thought I'd be like playing around with the Photoshop. I haven't touched a thing. I am going to rule out McRae though. Stringer, sorry. I'm like, he's not going anywhere.
anytime. 0426 307 511.
AFL Talks
47
is
minutes remaining on deadline. Continental Tires,
not
AFL
dumb
Track
enough
Radio
to do something like that.
24.
He's
You
not that
can
much of an
see
idiot
the
to
Western
bot my
Bulldogs
stream.
still in discussion around what
He's
happens
not going to
with
do it.
Bailey Smith and other players at
Hold up. Don't know why the broadcast has just turned up. Hold up.
We've just received a media release from the GWS Giants Football Club saying this, that the Giants confirmed yesterday the club is aware of allegations of inappropriate behaviour
Oh,
at the
this.
players' end-of-season event last month. The club is taking the matter very seriously.
Why the
and
fuck?
swiftly upon the receipt of the concerns, all parties have cooperated fully with the AFL to ensure the allegations are fully investigated. Some of the allegations are distressing.
Why is it not showing
Contrary to the club's values
the-
and policies? There is also a level of misinformation and rumour being circulated, which is entirely inappropriate.
It is not showing the broadcast on the screen. Yeah, it just stopped showing it for some reason. What the fuck?
Are finalised. And guys, as we said off the top of our time together on deadline day on Ed Radio,
Now, there we go.
there is a lot being said about this, and the only way to deal with it, we believe, is to
Now
let
it's
the
back.
fullness
What the
of
hell?
investigation, take place, and to then form your views, because there is, as the club has now conceded and admitted publicly, some very serious allegations that went on in the club's or the players' end-of-season celebration to mark the close.
I'll add the timer in again. Not sure what happened there.
Yeah, I'm not going to pass opinion because I just don't have the information, as you said, Damo, and until the club is willing to make that public.
Yeah, timer's gone. I'll add the timer back. I'll add the sub count back and all that.
What I will say is, and I've had this opinion
Just disappeared.
when I was playing like 10 years ago.
Wait, can you get... Nah, if you could get...
Stupidest thing. You look absolutely foolish. And yep, Geelong do it. They do it better than
If I knew you could get copyrighted from this, I wouldn't show it.
And they're clever. They don't offend anyone. They've got experienced heads around. But the others that try and mimic that, like you're at book week at school, is only ever going to get you into trouble or in back. What's the upside to doing that? Oh yeah, we're really good. Nice costume. Like, yeah, nice costume when you're in grade 5. Like, what are we doing? We have grown athletes, full-time professionals who end the season in disappointing fashion like the Giants, dressing up like this, and it's got themselves into trouble. And this will be the last we see it.
Yeah, well,
it should have ended 5, 6, 7 years ago, and still we're here to this day where.
Okay, there we go.
Club and it's
Better not turn off again, because I don't want to have to worry about sorting all that stuff out when
Just repeat the line that
when trades happen, all the trades happen.
some of the allegations are distressing. Now that's a wording out of the club's.
You might as well cross out Clay and Oliver. I'm not going to cross it anymore at the moment. Just came out from school and found a bolt to the dock. It says Soph. That's good to hear. Well, it's good to hear for Freo fans, because I think he's probably going to actually be the reason you guys make finals, I think. I really do think that he's going to provide a lot of X factor, being from WA as well. Plays well at Optus. So, yeah, that's good get. Paid a lot for it. Gave up a lot for it, but I think it's worth it. I think he'll be worth of the what you've given up. So, yeah. But that's right, actually. All the WA viewers, it's like probably, well, just if anyone's in WA that just came back from school, like daylight saving. It's only 3:48 in WA. Kemp to Saints. Can they talk more about that? Because I'd like to get Kemp.
That he'll be delisted regardless, but there is some talks around him being involved in a package as well. So he hasn't played.
Remember, I think we'll go to the Pies. Yeah, think so. Honestly, but it's not a guarantee.
Different options being thrown around to see if they can break the deadlock, but still.
How much do you reckon West Coast will improve later? I can't guarantee anything. You can't just guarantee they'll go up, because North haven't for the last 5 years. But West Coast historically, the side better in terms of rebuilding than North are. So it would not shock me if West Coast finished 14, 13. Jack's Gaming says, do you think Brody Kemp is going to the Saints? I actually think no. But I don't even know how many trades get done in the next 40 minutes at this rate. Will we see 10? I doubt it. But for the interest of everyone watching, they wanted to see as many as possible. So that'd be hopeful. Why is Stringer crossed out? Because ruled out that he's going anywhere. He's not. It's improbable, and I knew that from the start. But I've crossed him back out again. But there haven't been any other. Normally there are like a couple names that randomly get floated around in this during this time, the last 40 minutes. But there haven't really been any new names. No new names in the last 2 hours. because they're not even talking about the trade now. They're talking about the Mad Monday stuff that happened with the Giants.
Footy trips, big groups going away together. That was standard, and the clubs just said no.
I really hope there's not too many more trades, so then for my trade video, it doesn't have to be as long.
Significant and easier to solve.
That's not the mentality you should have. The more trades, the better your video will do.
That's where it's got to be driven from.
But I can understand what you mean by that, actually.
You could argue it cost himself a spot in the grand final because he just never got himself back.
I think we see more than 5, hopefully at least. Still no more movement in Parker North, but Jacob Costanti could be in a package.
He broke down.
Don't know anything about Jacob Costanti at all.
And that can be dated back to the issue in the off-season. So whilst you think, yep,
It would piss me off a little bit, but it wouldn't piss me off that much.
a couple of quiet drinks, but you don't see.
I really want to get
the best.
McRae though.
Time Raffindale types acting like this. They every day that they spend, they do it so that when they're in a position to have the success, they can have it.
Come on, get on with it. There's 40. There's not even. There's under 40 now.
This is going to be a huge issue and a big story.
Under 40 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen, in this 2024 Continental AFL trade period. Continental Tyres, the tyres for you and for me. Not sponsored, by the way. Continental Tyres. I'll use some Continental Tyres to drive to the gym after the stream, everyone. Saints should offer 32. Yeah, and I think the Dogs will say yes to pick 32, I think. I'd rather us offer less. I told you you're going to have to jump out your win. No, because there will still be the most action in the last hour than there has been in any other hour. That's what I meant.
Approaching it. It feels like this is slower than usual, or maybe you're just a prisoner of the moment. Maybe this happens every year. It feels like
But
there's a lot.
as Damien Barrett just said, it does normally happen every year, but I'm not sure why it needs to happen like always so late if they've already got it confirmed. Because then how the coverage, it's hard to cover 8 deals in 20 minutes as opposed to spreading it out. 47 and a future third gets it done. It could get done. Hopefully. Still think Hawthorn, if they do give in with West Coast offer, probably not worth it. If you live in a one-story house, I'm not sure why you're asking me that. Do you think the trade period goes too long? It does, but it's probably good that it's gone because there's more stuff, I guess, to talk about in the AFL media world. Like, if it only lasts for 3 days, then the AFL would be less relevant in the off-season, I feel. If that makes sense. Surely stream some... Nah, I cannot stream Fall Guys. However, I'll definitely be streaming a bit of Fall Guys on the weekend. I'm bringing back the PS4 stream, so stay tuned. It'll be fun. I only still have a feeling Stringer will go to the Giants only because it said they started talking again. And I feel like if it... Fair if you think that, but I've ruled it out. Well, I hope it's not good because, like, I'm going to obviously be streaming till past 7:30. I don't want to stream too much longer past 7:30 personally. I still had to fix up dinner and all that. If all trades are confirmed before the deadline, are they still allowed to be announced? Yeah, you know, they can be announced after. That's what happened, I think, with not Jack McRae, Adam Treloar in 2020, I think. I think, like 12 minutes after. Do it during the draft. No, I won't. Been like 0 movement for Tom Barras. There needs to be more movement. Shit. I'm so glad I didn't have water in that. If I had water in that.
It's stressful. You've got a whole group of supporters that you want to satisfy. You've got a coach who doesn't seem to be there.
Soph says, my friends are probably sick of me talking about footy so much because I don't watch it. One of my friends didn't. Do you have any friends that follow footy? Because if I didn't have any friends, like I don't think I'd be friends with people that just didn't like footy at all because I'm so passionate about the footy. Like all of my IRL mates are probably not as passionate as I am when it comes to footy, but they still like footy and I can talk about footy with them. So it's good that I've built connections through YouTube because because all my YouTube mates, they love footy, so it's good for that. Only one.
1 year of a contract.
Sort of sucks. There'd be other people, though, in your class to talk about footy, though. What happened to Jack Mann going to Geelong?
The contracted West Coast Eagles.
Yeah, shit. That's a good point. What did happen? No, because that was like confirmed, and then it just.
Desire to get to Hawthorn, the curveball that the Hawthorn Footy Club itself threw into the mix.
Is that?
Couldn't wait any longer and dealt with Carlton to
That's a good point. I've not heard anything since it was basically confirmed it was going to happen.
For the Eagles on this space.
Oh yeah, actually yeah, he'll be a delisted free agent. He'll be a delisted free agent because he's already delisted. I forgot about that. So it'll happen, but it won't happen now. That is fair enough.
He's back in the Geelong rooms there, is that right?
Glasses on.
There hasn't been too much movement in that one either. That's been steady in terms of...
He will go to the Cats.
On the Bailey Smith scenario, 17 on the table, nothing else being placed. So, look, still looks pretty relaxed about how it's all...
Is it still just pick 17? What, mate? I don't know. Do more than just offer 17, I feel. Will this be on... Nah, it's not on KO. You should do a draft stream. I'll do a draft stream. And I want to do a draft stream because I feel like this is the most important draft we've seen we've had in a while. I'll probably do both days as well.
He's dragged him out of West Coast. He's got him to do...
Braden says the Jake Shrinker deal's fully revived.
As well to get it done, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah, they got him to commit.
And where would you be getting that information from there? Saints don't want Soldo? It seems that they don't. No.
The selected pick to get Barris across the line and would have opened up a whole lot of other deals related to Richmond.
34 minutes to go. We have 516 in the chat though, which is really cool to see. But still nothing.
Take a break. It'll be our last one tonight on deadline day on Continental.
Last break. Okay, the last break. So no more ads, you would think, until stuff happens.
Unbroken through to the end of play. We've got 34 minutes remaining in the 2024 trade period, and we'll be also going longer than that on this particular coverage on deadline day for Continental Tires.
I thought deadline day ended at 6 o'clock because that's what someone told me originally, but maybe they were just basing off WA time.
Engineered in Germany, proven in Australia.
And I've lost it again. Shit.
Is deadline day on Trade Radio. Text in anytime. 0426 306.
And it's just yes, because I was checking something else on my. Damn it. It should just come back, I reckon. Well, there's an ad anyways, but it should come back. Damn it. Because how did I get it back the last time? I completely forgot. No, it isn't copyright. I've just got to stop doing that then. I understand why. I'm just going to have to add a new screen once again. Bear with me. And I just won't touch anything. I don't think it's worth touching anything now. Did Stringer get traded? No, he didn't. The line doesn't mean he got traded. Alright, there's 30 minutes to go. Let me just add it back onto the screen. And I think I know exactly why it did that. That's not what I want. 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 Okay, it's not wanting to show up on the screen for some reason. Weirdly enough. Jack McRae just got traded. Did he? Because I want the fucking screen to show. And now my... Would be a... I don't think he has been traded, actually. No, he hasn't. Good. There we go. Alright, I cannot do anything to move it again because I don't want to ruin... Oh. I don't know why it just randomly just goes off though when I change tabs. But whatever, I guess. The important thing, we have it back up and we're just not going to touch it again. Because this is where the action's going to start to occur. So that's why, if anyone's joining, this is where you stick around. Because if you want to see action and trades getting done, you'll see action and trades getting done in the next 30 minutes. Probably more than 30 minutes, because I reckon they're going to announce some later. All right. There we go. Okay, good. 30 minutes to go. We're back. Nothing. We missed out on nothing. Sorry, I didn't read chat. Are you going to tick names that get traded? I could. I'm not too sure how I'm going to get it done, actually. I'm not too sure how I'm going to move it around. Is it stupid to start making a trade recap video while the period's still going? No. Well, actually, yeah, you'd wait till the end, I reckon. Trust we're going to get Barras in the end. Hopefully. I probably would like to see him head to Hawthorn, but they are going to be very, 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 very scary. Best trade period so far, I'd probably say... It's a hard one because I don't know. So far, you'd almost say Collingwood because they got Houston. But I can't give you a proper answer because I actually don't know. It's kind of hard to answer there. Like, Brisbane did what they needed to do so that they didn't do much, but they acquired points. And that's what they wanted. And same with Carlton. 2019 best trade period. Yeah. Yeah, it was. I remember... Well, I remember the Saints got heaps of plays. They got Hill, Paddy Ryder. We got Hill, Ryder, Dougal Howard.
New football homes: Bailey Smith, Tom Barras, Jake Stringer, Luke Parker, Jack McRae, Caleb Daniel, Matt Kennedy, Brodie Kemp, James Peatling, Xavier O'Halloran. They are, on occasions, entwined and intertwined with each other, but they are the 10 names remaining. Possibly more, but they are the 10 guaranteed names remaining in the final.
So those are the 10 guaranteed names. So they didn't mention Devon Robertson. And they obviously didn't mention Clayton Oliver. And no Stringer. No, Stringer isn't traded. I might just get rid of...
room as well is that it's absolutely intense and tense, and the negotiations and the back and forth and the standoffs are at probably a level we haven't seen before from a whole...
Because people think Stringer got traded. He never got traded.
To be 27 minutes to go, and we have not progressed anywhere.
We've sat here on this desk and been around this show.
I'm just getting rid of it so people don't continuously ask.
Like this, but usually we...
viewer.
Exactly.
So McRae isn't... No.
Usually we see
they didn't say that.
Trickle over from 6 onwards, and that starts the cogs start to turn for the next one to the next one.
Do I put Stringer back on or take? I think just take it away because it's not possible anymore. Is Brodie? Yes, he is. Chat, if you guys want to see the trades get done, someone has told me in the upstairs management department that if you guys can get the stream to 350 likes, they're going to start trading players. So I think get the stream to 350 likes. Yeah, because that's yeah, that's why. That's not just me begging for likes. I think it's because of that. Are you going to bring back the footy card vid? Yes, next year. End of the footy. It's end of the footy season now.
So that's the link there, and then the added Bulldogs pressure is obviously the Bailey Smith, and at this stage
like hacks right there. Oh, it's working. 350 guys. I actually genuinely reckon. Imagine it goes to 350 and then we get a trade. I think we got to get it to 350. 350 with 545. So everyone that clicks the like button will get to 500 theoretically.
Clearly, the Jake Stringer situation has fluctuated across the past couple of hours. Now it's been negotiation time for both of these clubs. It's gotten down to, I think, pick 53. that the Giants had wanted to only do pick 50.
He just admitted.
And it was all on their terms.
Is this very late? Yeah, it always is. Which
Whether that was part of the tactic.
it's kind of like in a way
all these things that
the All Australian. Like they drag this shit on, and you just want to see the team that gets picked. But I've done All Australian streams, and they always drag it on.
Well, that's a good question.
350. All right, there should be a trade happening.
It does become large.
Oh no, the management upstairs got the wrong number. They said it was 400. Far out, 400. Oh well, I mean, we might as well request 400 if we want trades to happen. Oh, my management team upstairs is going to get sacked.
You might get the odd James Hurd every
My management team can go fuck themselves.
Going to be the difference unless you, yeah. So it is a bit.
Cap, someone says.
Stubborn. Clubs become.
Yeah, obviously there is no management team upstairs. Look, I don't know what we're going to get, but 25 minutes and we're still waiting.
Maybe one of them doesn't.
Look, it's footy poker at its most extreme.
No, don't spam Cap though, because that's going to be annoying. But the likes help the algorithm. They do. Sad day for the Tiger Army as we have lost Bolton and Rioli. It is a sad day. Sad week, kind of. Sad month. Sad year.
5 o'clock Melbourne time, and not one thing has dropped inside that time frame. Now, other deals today did get done earlier. The 2 Richmond deals with Daniel Rioli.
Sammy, do not engage. Do not entertain.
An option is on the table again in the James Peatling discussion. As
Devin Robinson announced that he'll not be moving it. Where'd you read that?
Second round pick, their future third round pick, and
I could check Twitter and all that. Theoretically, I probably should, but I'm just going to go off what Trade Radio's talking about because I don't want to move anything else. No, you cannot complain as a... Oh, hold up. The Leaning Tower of Light just fell over.
Basically let him go to the preseason draft.
Look, we're obviously talking about this. We're bringing the drama as best we can. We're showing you the live shots in each of these rooms and the standoff and the reading of body language that Kane Corns has been bringing us. And look, we've had a laugh about it, but these are, without wanting to put too extreme a point on it, these are players and people's lives at stake here. I mean, the decisions are being made where they play their football. It's where they live their lives.
Call the Leaning Tower of Light because it's literally leaning.
The stake of the people making the decisions, they're going to be judged as well. So
unlike. You don't need to spam it. If you want to unlike it, you can if you want. It doesn't matter. I wasn't actually being serious with the management team upstairs. It was just a bit of a funny gag. I was just hoping something was going to happen because I thought by now there would have been something, but nothing still. 563 in chat. Do not go anywhere because the deals. There will be deals that get done in the next 20 minutes. So if there's any point, you stay now because it needs to happen. And if we get to the record, we could get record numbers possibly.
And the Western Bulldogs are holding it up on wanting more than picked when this is.
Most of us know Cardio's taking the piss with a chain. Yeah, but even if you're taking the piss, other people don't think you are. That's the problem. Brisbane Lions. Where did you read? I'm gonna get my phone. Hold up, I'm gonna get my phone.
Sub or subbed off. And yeah, and I think that's a fair point.
Stop spamming, yeah.
Been stealing players for years. It won't happen, but I'd love to see the Bulldogs walk Bailey.
Stringer deals back. Oh, no, it isn't. I'm not bullying anyone. I'm not letting anyone fool me, I should say.
Yeah, future second rounder. Let's just repeat it so it's clear for anyone typing away.
Fuck, this is going to go down
future second round pick, a future
to the wire,
and a future third round pick.
as it always does. 7:08, 7:30 is the deadline. Can they extend it? Because at this rate, they might as well extend it. I don't know what they're waiting for. What are they waiting for?
In the draft, that's right at this very moment in time. 35 and 48. So 17 would come their way if they agree to the Bailey Smith deal from the Cats, and that's a nice-ish pick in this draft. And then if 25 then comes back as well from North Melbourne, there's 2 draft picks.
Stringer deal is back on, mate. They said on the radio 10 minutes ago.
To bump up those deals and to bolster those deals, but
why do they not say anything about it here then?
Proposition for the Bulldogs than it is right now with just 35 and a player.
Well, I'm just going to leave it as it is, and if it ends up happening, it happens. Blake, if you're in the chat, can you time out some of these people just spamming? You're not getting a shout out for spamming. Thought I'd make that clear, and it's very clear that you wouldn't get one for that.
Geelong Footy Club to Bailey Smith through either the national or pre-season draft. It is a given if
21 minutes. There is movement on the Brass deal. I'm going to check...
It's a game of chicken. absolute game of chicken. There's no doubt about that. But the other bit around the Dogs, if they do end up with 17,
Hold up, I'm gonna check.
25 as part of their hand, and even 35 that they've already got, there's a way that they can move them up the board and get creative on the.
There's
night.
like a trade talk website that I'll have a look at.
Pushback. Is there a club at the 10-11 mark with Richmond?
Hello?
Moving
Oh.
there for a future selection. So once you've got the picks at your disposal, you become a lot more dangerous.
It's not really giving me much. This might help break the ruse spawns. Parker. Oh yeah, they mentioned stuff that I already know about.
The close of play officially. We've seen other nights.
What's the
on
rules
this.
there, Damo?
The rule is if you are queuing up at the AFL door with something.
Blaze wants a shout. He's not getting it. She doesn't deserve a shout out, Blaze.
To be seeing that tonight, and I mean the
See,
AFL
I reckon
cannot-
the AFL need to be harder
I
on
agree.
that. Then.
I was about to say, I think they need to go into these clubs net right now.
We are almost at 400 likes. Maybe 400 likes will get us something.
Get your
Will get us some movement.
in order right now because you've still had 21 minutes to go and you've had the best part of 12 months for some of these deals.
Everyone's saying Barras is going to Hawthorn.
Cat, what do
We
you got?
got movement. Tom Barras is now.
All right,
officially a
they've
Hawk.
said it.
He has gone through
Okay,
his
deal done. Barras to Hawthorn.
Barras has become a Hawk. That deal is now done.
One down, 9 to go in this.
Finally.
Now done.
Tom Barras done. So we
I knew it was going to happen. I don't know why people say, but what's the exchangement?
Hawthorn and Carlton's future first, future second. Hawthorn controls both of those picks, or all 4 of those picks. Carlton's and Hawthorn's future picks. That will be what we will see officially in a few moments' time. What combination, what configuration of picks that looks like from a West Coast Eagles perspective. And as I said before, I feel the West Coast Eagles, if there are 2 first-rounders future-wise in that arrangement, they've come out of this looking better than they did going into it. And that's a different view to a lot of people have had. If it's a future first and a future second, I still think they've come out in front. And they've copped a lot of criticism.
So what is it? A future first and a future second?
Have been critical of them, but I feel if they get that for Tom Barras, they've come out on top. So that's
Well, they haven't said shit.
that we
And a
wanted to
huge
find.
get
All right,
for
so done deal. Barras, as you can see on the screen, it's just been updated.
So as Cal has said,
Anything about Peatling? No. Can you turn up trade radio? Is it too quiet?
their key defensive players. They've got options everywhere. They've got depth. That means they can be a bit more creative and versatile with Sicily. Weddle can play
turn up a little
anywhere,
bit,
so it
yeah.
allows them to
Sure,
do
I'll
that.
turn it up a bit.
Comes in, Barras comes in. On top of all the young talent they've got a great coach. They've got an exciting game style. They've been involved in big games. They're going to be the primetime darling next year. I guarantee you that. They'll be playing Thursday night footy. They'll be playing Friday night footy. And
Kane Corn sucks
kind of
off
big
Hawthorn a
crowd.
lot,
It's
to be
gonna
fair.
Really exciting year now. It's over to them to be able to handle that expectation that comes with moves like this.
Turn it up a
and
little.
hold up to it.
They're just beautifully impatient, aren't they? They're
I'll turn up to this, but I don't want it to be too loud. I'll just see what it sounds like real quick. On my
And
end,
even the
just
moves
so
that
it's
they've
not
done in the trade
annoying
period, they're not
anyone.
waiting for anyone.
They
don't
identified
care.
them. Yeah, they identified.
Stop
jobs,
spamming if
but
string is
we've got a
confirmed,
both. It took
because
them a while, but they got there.
I'll
And
say it
to
when
your
it is
point,
confirmed, but if it
weren't
isn't,
prepared to
there's
wait
no
for
point in
West Coast
spamming
to
it.
dilly-dally until this moment in time. They went and brokered the deal with Carlton, which ultimately has flushed out, I believe, a better deal for West Coast, despite
All right.
its initial tardiness in.
I'm going to leave it at that,
what they
chat.
had to get
I'm
done.
not going to turn it up anymore, all right? Because I don't want it to be too loud.
As we've said many a time, for the chase for Chad Warner, that's next year's story. I get that, but they're going to look really, really good when this is flushed through this year.
Yeah, I think that's the
Hawthorn will make
total of the
finals
picks
next
that
year,
go
you'd
down.
almost
I'm just
have to
waiting
say,
for
I reckon.
details of which future picks they've chosen. So
Where do we all reckon Hawthorn finish next year?
Well, there's 4 picks on the table, aren't there? But both the first round picks for Carlton and Hawthorn, and both the second round picks for Carlton and Hawthorn, and the configurations around that. There's going to be more than one, we believe, and that was always going to be the case.
Shit, a lot of chat. Everyone's saying in the top 8, and I can agree with that. Top 4 maybe.
We'll soon find out, but that is one of those remaining deals.
Maybe, but I don't know if it's guaranteed that it'll happen.
Now remaining with a lot of players' lives on the line from a footy club sense anyway, and Bailey Smith still.
We've hit 400 likes, so technically 400 likes has helped the case.
Any curveballs now? We sometimes get a Clayton Oliver style of name in this particular draft. In other drafts at this time of night, this is not happening now. We don't feel this type of big name player. Someone who'd been
So it looks like Oliver's basically done.
Those 9 names. Bailey Smith, Jake Stringer,
Is Bailey Smith confirmed? Because given the limits, it's not looking... No, they haven't confirmed him yet. I don't know why people are spamming it. As far as I'm aware, the only trade that we've seen so far is Tom Barras.
Has been a player who we've seen regularly now in the past 3 hours wandering between rooms, particularly the Geelong Football Club room and also the Western Bulldogs room in the negotiations around Bailey Smith,
Right,
and he's
just
central to
needed to
quite
check
a few
something.
deals. Jake
If they
Strickland
didn't start 0-5,
one of those
then they
deals.
would have.
This demo, it's all happening in the Geelong room. If we can get
Yeah, definitely. Then they probably should have beaten Port Adelaide and the Giants as well.
There is Paul. You can see the top of his head there in deep discussion. So this is getting, I mean, almost towards panic stations really for them to be able to have a home locked in for their client.
I actually don't think the Bailey Smith deal gets done today. I'm not even joking. I don't think it gets done.
Times in the last 3 hours.
Well, the only
Checked
reason
it
he
again.
unlocks his arm is to check the watch.
Yeah,
the
look at
time
him.
on the watch.
He's relaxed. He's 15 minutes, just about to tick under 15 minutes to go.
There's a phone call coming through. Everyone's listening very intently to the phone call.
Can
Can
we
we
look
get
at
the
the Bulldogs?
Bulldogs? Yeah, get the Bulldogs room to see if there's a phone call. Well, Sam
I
Powell's
think-
not there.
I think he's ducked out, Sam, and he might be on the phone.
I reckon that's a fair chance.
What team do I support? I go for St Kilda. 600 in chat. I know. We could get record numbers. More than 900 would be record.
He's come back with the AirPods back in.
If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd honestly really appreciate it. But it's all up to the viewer.
Doesn't look. There's no like shaking hands and congratulations, is there
Not yet. There was a little shake of the head, wasn't there?
Jacob Costanti will be thrown in as part of the Luke Parker trade.
We've got eyes on
That's
Paul
what-
Connors' notes.
And we've got
Yeah, that's what I think.
Nah, we're out.
We've got your ability to read body language, and that's got us through to this particular point. But you can just now see it. This is crescendoing like we have not seen before.
Has Richmond got any? So the last 13 deals we've got on the screen, obviously there were a few other ones that have happened before that. And then the possible trades are basically the only trades I think that are left to... There could be more, but I think for the most part, those are the possible trades that are realistic. So, Clayton Oliver, I actually don't think so, but I've just left it there. Banjo reckons that we won't see a Smith trade happening tonight because the Dogs want a top 10 pick. Yeah, but it'll piss the Dogs off then because they're just going to get him for nothing anyways. What are the Dogs... If he goes into the draft, what do the Dogs get in compensation, chat? Does anyone actually know? Because I don't really know.
Pacing up and down the
There'd be
corridor
someone
at
here
a
that does know.
brisk pace now. So, look, it's getting quite serious with 13 minutes to go. You just look at it. You can, honestly, we know we've been funny about the body language, but there doesn't seem to be any give, Cal, with 12 minutes to go of any club.
13 minutes 38, only Barras.
Or if you're the Western Bulldogs.
It's going to come down to the last 2 minutes, and then you're just going to get like deal.
They will almost, we say almost, certainly get Bailey Smith one way or another.
Yeah.
The Dogs
So the Dogs just get nothing.
which is on the table unless they transact
Can they-
at 7:30 tonight. And given that they don't have a draft pick,
That's bullshit. They do deserve the fine read up on it and probably
at some stage
watch what you say. It's pretty controversial.
They're not going to have Bailey Smith on their books next year. He will be at the Geelong Footy Club, be it
Huh? What are you on about, Menza?
Play tonight, be it through the national draft, be it through the pre-season draft. That is a given
Oh,
out of this. If
the
there's one thing
fine.
that's a given out of these 9 players who are yet to find their new
I haven't.
spot.
I don't know enough about it. I only just saw they dressed up and all that. I don't know what you're on about. I do, but I don't know much about it. If that's what you're talking about, that Giants fine.
It's a stalemate. Look at it. So you're right.
But I wasn't even talking about that, though.
It looks to be that's what they are doing. Now, Paul,
Your friend will be. Yeah, well, expect him to be pissed because it's going to happen. It's just whether or not the.
work to be done. There's some big names still left, and yeah, we always.
Well, then why don't the Dogs just take this pick 17 then? If they're going to get nothing.
Really like.
Yeah, and look, for those
Otherwise.
that are tuning in now for the first time or didn't hear us off the very top, we did delve deeply into the Bailey Smith situation and the desire of him and people around him. And
I just saw on Google the Peatling deal is done.
And we're not overplaying the situation. There is a strong desire for him to know tonight.
I'm gonna just
that
look it up.
officially he will be a Geelong Football Club player, and this is why these negotiations are so tense.
I knew the Smith deal was probably going to get done last day, but nah, Peatling, no news.
I think. Yep. And just saw
Nothing on
Brady
Twitter.
Wilson, the North Melbourne Footy Club stroll past that particular group, and they maybe. That's Andrew Mackey.
I'm actually going to have Twitter up because I want to check something. I barely use Twitter, but it's good for this sort of stuff. Sharpie Goat, where is it? The Dogs are being greedy. The Cats originally offered pick 17, but the Dogs want.
If that is indeed the case, that's why North Melbourne has come back.
Well,
into their
if that is true, that if he just goes to the draft, the Dogs get nothing back. Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't just take pick 17. I don't think there's going to be... I don't think the Cats would care if they get him anyways, but I don't know. Imagine how retarded the Dogs would look if they don't get anything and Smith goes to the Cats. Well, that's the thing. Surely not. We're not getting Chad Warner for another year. Yeah, no, Chad Warner won't happen, but could happen. West Coast might get him. I don't think Freo will if that happens.
On this one, and all three parties have come together to respect.
Imagine he went and someone took him before the Cats had. But can he refuse?
Getting to the Western Bulldogs won't happen.
Right.
I don't know enough about this. I haven't read into. So, what if he goes into the draft? Can just a random team pick him up?
Into the trade period. People like Xavier O'Halloran, they're always.
Surely Bailey Smith doesn't just.
Upon other deals being done.
You can't just allow that to happen.
Those deals can be threshed out.
No, he can't refuse, but he can pick up how much they pay him.
One of those 10 names, or another of those 10 names.
He cannot refuse. What the fuck then? Get the deal done, you idiots. They're going through the corridor now. 10 minutes to go, but you know it's going to last longer than 10 minutes because you just know it will. Will Cooper, stop spamming.
And Andrew Mackey in the corridor. There they are.
I want the Smith deal to get done today.
The coming together shot.
But to be fair, it would make draft day an interesting one if that doesn't happen. They should extend the deadline time to 8. Yeah, I don't know why they can't do that. There must be some official thing that's preventing that from happening, but they should. I kind of agree. Gubby Allen just walked down the corridor with the Bulldogs list manager there. I thought Houston was going to Melbourne. Nah, it was never really happening. Jason has put in chat that Peatling's officially a... They might announce it very soon with Peatling.
Not going to be able to be thrashed out until Bailey Smith was sorted.
Yeah, I think that if the Saints offer 45, it's more of a chance to get done, and that might be in the process of getting done.
Why don't the Saints just offer 45 for McRae? The Dogs have too much to get. They've got the Kennedy, they've got O'Halloran, they've got Smith. Sure, they haven't been sitting on their asses, the Dogs, and just they haven't. Sure, they're not playing solitaire on their laptops, and they're actually doing some stuff.
Yeah, that would be the process. As we said, you can go in and.
Okay, other people are saying Peatling's a crow. I haven't seen anything confirmed yet, so I'm from.
Right, that's what's happening now, and just again, we'll await confirmation, but we are hearing it's a future first and a future second for Barras. I'm hearing now.
Future first and future second. That's not a surprise. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, without the future third going back.
Yeah, we don't know whether it's Carlton's future first and future second or Hawthorn's. We'll soon find that out officially, but that's what we're just getting filtered through now. So thank you for passing that particular one on. And there's a big name.
The Dogs would have to be the busiest team at the moment. St Kilda would be. There's Silvani.
Luke Parker of the Sydney Swans currently.
What's going to happen with the Kemp and the McRae deals as well? I'm at St Kilda have it. Peatling confirmed. Peatling confirmed. Peatling confirmed. All right, I'm going to assume Peatling has been confirmed then.
Deal. There would be no other reason for him to be involved in that.
7 minutes left. There's now a lineup.
Matt Kennedy as well.
There's a lineup. Holy shit.
Is involved in all this swing, so that's where the Bulldogs part of this through the Jack McRae situation can have a flow-on effect. So these things have got to go in isolation, but they're very, very close. And the Bailey Smith deal is very, very, very close. Just on the James Peatling deal, I understand the details are likely to see James Peatling and a future third and future fourth go to the Crows for a future second pick from Adelaide.
Get the chat up on my phone because I didn't have the chat up actually.
Yeah, it's good.
So it's confirmed. Peatling's off to the Crows.
Has had some big moments.
So that's happened. So that's the second, but I think we'll see more than just that. I know for a fact we will.
These two clubs, the Bulldogs and Geelong, finally coming together to sort this one out, and would expect.
Look at that, Geelong are having a discussion with the Bulldogs.
Bailey Smith will be confirmed. I wouldn't think it's much more than 17. Perhaps just a swap of some picks at the back end to satisfy them, so they can have a little win. But we're about to find out as we get a lineup at the AFL's office with the.
This is crazy.
We've got the Saints in there, and we've now got the West.
You've got the Saints, the Bulldogs, the Cats.
all, along with the AFL, waiting to file these deals.
And further proof that the only thing that brings these clubs together is a deadline.
That's it.
It's 7 minutes away now, or actually less than 7 minutes away.
All right, I'll get the chat back up. Haven't really been reading it. The Caleb Daniel done.
As you said, he's now required.
Do you see chat? I didn't have the chat up on my screen because I was fixing.
Is done. It's pick 17 and a pick slide later on.
There you go. Which we, so
Steal is done.
the Bulldogs can say they got their little win.
I didn't think Daniel was going to leave.
We didn't have to put him through the draft, so it is comical. It's comical.
Xavier O'Halloran's not heading over, by the way.
McRae is going to get done for 45.
Daniel for 25.
So pick 45 of the St Kilda Footy Club, and I couldn't see any way that wasn't going to be the number that was attached to that.
Pick 45. So the Saints are going to get McRae for 45, I think. I'm not going to update any graphics yet because I just don't know what's up. So I'm just going to keep this up on the screen.
Was significant, and then Riley Beveridge now waving the
No way North got Parker and Daniel.
He's got some news to
Do you
tell
want to
us.
come up?
Here we go. Jump
on.
Well, they haven't announced anything yet here.
Jump in the middle. Or just
So Tom Barras has been traded to Hawthorn.
Is the Caleb Daniel deal.
Okay, so Daniel's confirmed
To the Western Bulldogs for
pick
Caleb
25.
Daniel, North Melbourne. Jacob Constantine.
I didn't think that was going to end up happening.
Melbourne players for pick 44.
There you go. So everything that appeared obvious to us on the
So
outside.
Daniel's off.
3 weeks is
The
now
Smith
starting
deal
to
hasn't been
get
done
live.
yet. The McRae deal, I think, will get done, but it hasn't been done yet.
At the start of trade period,
Someone says Brody Kemp is confirmed. Someone says Parker's.
They've accepted all of it.
Everyone's saying Parker's deal is done. Stop yapping. What do you expect me to be doing? Just sitting here and doing nothing?
Daniel for 25, McRae for a pick in the 40s, and 17 for Bailey Smith with a couple of pick swaps. You have accepted what was on the table 3 weeks ago and probably all year, and that's what you should have done.
How
2
busy
weeks
is that
ago.
room? Marty Paskey's in there, the manager of.
Why are they all going into that room to discuss? And then I don't get it.
The Bailey Smith deal is now done.
And Nick Austin being in there too, Kel, would suggest that's the Matt Kennedy.
This is so hectic because I can't fucking tell what's going on because it hasn't been announced here yet. People must be getting this information from like Twitter, maybe Instagram. That's probably like
More unlikely.
4 minutes.
the
Under 4
instant
minutes ago.
So they're all starting to drop.
information you would get, I guess.
Had felt for the best
I'm still
part of,
waiting.
maybe 6 weeks, and certainly the.
I'm not on Twitter because for some reason
2.5
Twitter.
weeks of trade radio and the full week and a half of the trade.
Sench Footy says Bazlink is a cat.
Domino was going to
Listen to the radio.
a lot of these players to then also have their deals negotiated.
Maybe it is the radio. I thought this was the radio. Okay, yep. So Bailey Smith is going to Geelong. That's been confirmed. Luke Parker's been confirmed. All right, so Luke Parker's been confirmed and Bailey Smith. And Chris, I'm going to screenshot that.
Have all been ultimately, effectively, the deals that have got these.
Smith is a car. Let's go.
We'll go through them quickly to rush through.
Costante's done? Have they done that one? Okay, Costante. That was for the Parker deal.
Future second round pick and getting a couple of picks back. Caleb Daniel, pick 25, will be involved in that, as Riley Beveridge just reported. Luke Parker. Costante to be a part of that deal. Pick 44 at the Swans.
Has McRae been fucking done yet or not? I know Caleb Daniel's done. I'll update the graphic a little bit later because I haven't. I'm trying to read a bit of the chat and like.
And a little bit more on Stringer now being done.
Stringer.
Reportedly,
Yeah.
Jake Stringer.
What?
On the surface, pick 25 seems a big price to pay for Caleb Daniel, doesn't it?
Apparently Stringers happen as well. Update the graphic. I'll update the graphic at the end of the deadline day because it's too hectic at the moment. I don't know what's going on yet. Because people are saying Clayton Oliver's been reached. 900 viewers. Yeah, if we get 1,000, that's definitely the record. Let's try and get to the 1,000 mark possibly. Parker. Stringers apparently confirmed. McRae apparently. All of this random chat, I cannot confirm anything until I see it.
53, they got it down.
They got it done.
They got it down and got it down from pick 56 and quite amazing that Travails up the last two.
So it was off on the back of three
in the
selections.
50s.
In the 50s. We're not talking 7 to 4.
All right, here's the drum roll, guys.
Yep.
A minute 45.
Actually, give me a minute.
All right.
Yeah, no.
Cal's cooking up something big.
I'm letting Cal Toomey tell me what's happening.
35
Why am I so behind? Because I'm on the... This is what I'm watching it on, mate. It's not
If
behind.
your name hasn't been spoken about at this stage, you're in a bit of trouble.
And the queue to the AFL door is going to be the key to that one. So we might just try and take a look at that particular camera.
It's not me that's behind. It's them that aren't announcing it.
Operators and camera
I can't believe Stringers happened. I thought
So that's it.
they completely disregarded it.
Checking a text. So yeah, Cal's still working on what he's told us is a drum roll, and he will bring it to us. But as always, he's just dotting the I and crossing the T.
Who backed the Eagles picking the
And you
Hawks
took it
pick
off.
or the Carlton pick?
I did take it off, yeah.
They picked the Hawks. So the deal is Hawthorn's future.
Oliver
first,
hasn't left.
Future second and future third.
McRae for pick 45. Yes.
Number 4 for next year.
Oh, that's good. I'm happy.
Their fourth round pick for next year.
Well, okay, I will argue, and I started.
I'm going to go on Instagram quickly. So McRae's confirmed. Bailey Smith is confirmed. Jake Stringer is confirmed.
So doesn't it? It really does.
If they finish last,
Luke Parker's confirmed.
They're massive winners out of what's happened, and a lot of it was forced on them.
I'm actually surprised.
They're now in prime position.
Brody Kemp, they haven't announced that yet. Yeah, Jake Stringer's been traded for pick 53. They might confirm other trades, but I think at the moment, it's like, I don't know about the Matt Kennedy deal.
Before the official close, we've still got seconds left on this trade period, and
It's going to end in like 6 seconds. So the deadline's done.
All over. The clock is run down.
The clock is out.
It's done.
Yep, the clock is out.
So is that all we're going to get?
We had going into the final 30 minutes, Cal. I'll just get you to. If you
Okay, I'm going to have to update the graphic now. Hold up. I'm going to get the chat up on my other tab and update the graphic.
Bailey Smith got done. Tom Barris got done.
Holy crap. 9:30 in the chat. Do not go anywhere because we need to confirm these deals and none have fully been confirmed yet.
Daniel, we believe, has been executed by way of
And
that
there's
contract.
just one more demo. Luke Parker and Jacob Costanti are North Melbourne players.
Yep.
So Costanti.
So
as well,
Smith,
and we probably
Jack
Yeah,
McRae.
did mention that.
Okay,
Yeah.
no,
Matt Kennedy, did we catch up? Have we caught up? With
What's happened with Kennedy?
Have you got your brains band with you, Cal, as you're checking your text? But Matt Kennedy was one of the 10 going into the final half hour. Brody Kemp was another of the 10.
So
James
Kemp,
Pearson
fuck. So
became
Kemp.
tick two.
All right,
Xavier
Kemp hasn't
O'Connor,
happened.
Told us some time ago would likely now stay at the Giants on the back of the
Jake
team.
Stringer to
Seven of
GWS.
those 10 that we've got ticks against that entered the final 30 minutes.
Who else? Bailey
Mason
Smith,
Point in the space of that 30 minutes.
Parker McRae. Oh yeah, Daniel.
The one who was holding up pretty much all of those deals in one
All right,
day.
I'm gonna update this
Brody Kemp
graphic
getting
in a
it done.
second.
Get done.
It was a late push. The Saints didn't want to use up their big draft collateral to make that happen.
I'm not too disappointed with that, to be honest.
In the last couple of days, but that wasn't enough to make the Blues move.
Okay, so you were on your.
I'm not too disappointed we didn't
So
get.
you have
We
Stays.
we stayed there.
Brody Kemp
Waiting to hear on
stays.
Kennedy.
Yeah, well, and I was about to ask you about Kennedy.
We don't know about Kennedy, so stick around if anyone wants to figure out what's happening with Jack. Not Jack, sorry, Matt Kennedy.
Kennedy's done.
Kennedy's done.
We'll wait for the details according to.
We're just going to go with audio here with Riley Beveridge. If you can still hear me, yeah, Riley.
Have you got me?
Yes, we've got you.
Yeah, so Matt Kennedy has gone to the Western
Oh,
Bulldogs.
and they've confirmed Matt Kennedy as well.
Carlton, where he's contracted next
They've
year.
announced that 2 minutes late.
The 38 for Kennedy. It's about. It seems
That's about right. Yeah, no, I really like it for the Western Bulldogs. I think it's an upgrade on McRae. I think it gives them some flexibility, some hardness. He won best clubman at Carlton this year.
This is just
Defending
all
their
right.
best area.
I need to
Player
update these
force. No
graphics
doubt
now.
Carlton have lost some depth. They will get some star quality in, and they're invested in the draft, which they said from day one they wanted to be, and they've followed through with that. Yes, it's come at the expense of their depth, and the Western Bulldogs have clearly lost some depth as well, but all those players they had fallen out of love with, so Kennedy comes in, and that is a big win. And also for the Western Bulldogs, the win for them is pick 25 for Caleb Daniel.
Caleb Daniel for 25.
I don't think he'd be traded for pick 25. I thought it'd be a little bit higher than that.
Which they got from the Geelong Footy Club in the final minutes of the trade period, and they'll have 25 as well, which are numbers better than what they entered the day on. Their first pick at that stage was pick 35.
Graphic will be made in a
Solid
second.
Players. They've lost an All-Australian and Best and Fairest winner in Caleb Daniel from the 2020 season in his case, and Bailey Smith, a former top 10 pick for them, and someone who entered or emerged. From
Graphic will be made in a second.
Arguably the player of the competition. Hasn't worked out for him football-wise since, but he finds a new home officially to the Geelong Football Club on the back of that deal finally being struck for picks.
Okay, so it should update. So those are the latest done deals. Sorry, I did not read any of the chat. People are being... Keep refreshing Trade Radio Twitter updates much faster. Yeah, but my Twitter wasn't working. That's the problem. It didn't let me sign in.
Closest to him, obviously his family and his management group and his closest friends, that he did find a home.
Hawks traded their own future picks, not Carlton.
What he's been through, but the surety of knowing that he can, as of right now,
Who started this rumour that Oliver's done?
Football club, as opposed to maybe waiting for the pre-season or national drafts before that to be confirmed. He's a Geelong player as of tonight. I can see Rolly Beveridge waving there to my left. He's got a camera back this time, so we'll go to you, Rolls, again.
Still waiting on some details of how the Matt Kennedy.
Yeah, my Twitter's not working. I'll check
to Geelong at the start of the day. So
Instagram.
Might have been caught up in a three-club deal with the Western Bulldogs.
I think Matt Kennedy might be the last one.
Ultimately, that deal was progressed towards the end of the deadline, and Matt Kennedy does get to Carlton.
So there's the bit extra
to the Western Bulldogs.
Potentially roles that the Bulldogs were seeking. It
Still
becomes pick 38.
Still trying to find exactly how that trade went down, how it got completed. But pick 38 was started with Geelong, obviously went to the Bulldogs somehow.
I'm going to get rid of the possible trades graphic.
Well, maybe the Jack McRae part of that as well, when that's released officially by the AFL in a matter of moments.
So those were the latest deals.
With our broadcast tonight.
Let me just get back to the chat. I might get the chat up on the screen real quick because I can do that now. So give me a second.
When it comes to that number of players finding new homes, we've seen late deals before. We've even seen deals that don't get.
We hit a live viewer record, but we didn't quite get 1,000. That's crazy.
Until after the deadline, but that's as many players as we've seen late in this piece.
Well, we've actually got a late mega deal. It was Carlton, Saints, Dogs and Geelong, a four-way deal to get all these across the line. So that's where the negotiations have ended up landing. Yeah. Riley spoke about the involvement of Kennedy, obviously McRae being involved in that as well, and then the Bailey Smith decision and to get him finally to the category. So 4 clubs involved: Carlton, St Kilda, the Bulldogs and Geelong.
Yep. And the management groups of those players too. Obviously, Connor Sports Management was there. Marty Pask was there as well when it came to the Caleb Daniel thing.
A lot of spam in the chat that I'm currently not reading.
That's right, and needed to happen, didn't it?
All right. Any questions? Anyone with anything they actually want to say that would add value? Because a lot of people are spamming. Do not trust the chat with what
I spoke to a list manager today and I said, why don't we just do it over 3
is said about Clayton Oliver. It isn't.
We love it.
It isn't. It's not. It hasn't happened. It won't happen.
Rolly Beveridge with Marty Pask.
Yeah, I got Marty Pask here from Capital Sports, and the manager of Caleb Daniel was frantic. Talk us through.
All right, I want to listen to what they're saying here real quick. Robertson staying. Yeah, so Devon Robertson stays.
Look, both parties in the end were really good, and the way that they handled it.
Bailey Smith has been traded. Yep, Bailey Smith is a cat. Oliver hasn't. Oliver's staying. Do not listen to the chat. They're just spamming garbage for the sake of it. Kemp stays. Yep. What do the Bulldogs give Carlton for Kennedy? Well, we can take a look. For some freaking reason, Twitter is just not signing in for me.
I wouldn't say hurt.
It's just constantly refreshing.
At the end of the day, Kane, so I think
so that's why I couldn't use it at all.
He found himself out of the side, and he had to.
I don't know. It won't work.
He probably hasn't faced in his career.
I could check on my phone, actually. Let me have a look. So anyone that actually wants to ask any questions, I can have a look real quick on my phone. With Saints trade period, where do you think they'll end up next year on the ladder, says Amber? Yeah, Jake Stringer did end up happening. So I'll apologise to Jason in a way. But no one really saw that coming after they apparently eliminated it, and it just went back to being
when you want to move, you need to know clearly
reality.
What it might be and how they want to use you and how they want to play you. And
I knew it was going to happen. Well, fair enough. Fair enough.
The Kangaroos, I think he's going to be fantastic.
Do you think this is a bad trade period for the Dogs?
Similar, Marty, as far as you can tell at this early stage of his time as a North
player. I think for them, Matt Kennedy is an upgrade on Jack McRae.
Obviously feel the ball again, and
and at least they got Bailey. What did they get for Bailey Smith? They got pick 17, wasn't it?
He's got, so he wants to play free and happy, and this is a good opportunity to do it. And obviously, thankfully, the Western Bulldogs were able to pave the way for him.
I'm going to check. What was?
This and get this done too.
Has he been able to extend his contract to give him that?
Oliver was never happening.
Yeah, yep. So he'll have an extra.
It was unlikely. but people still think that it has happened and are spamming it.
Winners all round once it's all said.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone's going to say win-win, aren't they?
Which I don't really know why.
Isn't it win-win? But
Well,
I think
it is for the Bulldogs as well, with pick 25 going back. But when North's only got that to offer, and if they were to,
What did
they had to give that one up, didn't they? So
what
it's a
did
good
Carlton
big
have to
number
give up for
for
Matt Kennedy?
Look, I got
Oh, sorry, the
honestly say, we've
Bulldogs.
been doing this a very long time, so I can't
17 and a
remember,
bunch
16 years
of
that
later
we've been
picks.
doing this, and,
Yeah, I feel like that was probably going to end up happening, right? 17, they don't want us to just give away late picks.
I thought it was handled by both parties. And
Decent
there was
get with the Saints.
As much as everyone would like to know that.
Yeah, no, not really giving away too much for that as well. Do you think this is a good trade period for the Lions?
It's really exciting for him to get.
They didn't do a lot.
Thanks, Marty Pass.
The only
Continental Tires hub, and again, just lots of takeouts.
the only deal that they actually ended up getting done was the Harry Sharp deal, but like that involved a Brisbane player. So every side was involved in some way. Every side either had a player going to the club or a player leaving. Essen lost Stringer. North Sydney lost Parker. I think Crows were pretty good.
No, it wasn't. But
I think Crows definitely did
Western
pretty
Bulldogs
well.
done pretty well. So they have got that first round draft pick that they needed in this draft. They've let go of a couple of players that were out.
This
of
is such an
favour.
arse trade period. How the hell can a trade period be rigged?
You know, had
Just
moved on
think
from
to
them,
yourself,
so
how
was the
could it be
smart thing
rigged?
for them to do and the respectful thing to allow them to go.
As a
to
Lions fan, I'd like us to get a
getting
forward as we
Kennedy,
lost
who, as
Joe.
I said, is gonna
I
be
think you guys are getting Sam Day
and they're
from
in
Gold
the
Coast as a
They're not
delisted
in
free.
that
I think
big
you guys are getting him.
business to Western Bulldogs. They need to be winning now.
Is that,
finishing top 4 at the
actually
end of the
true,
home
though?
season and competing in prelim finals like a number of teams, because that's how good their list is. Their list is stacked, and they should have high aspirations.
John says that
where they
Richmond
can
do the best
finish,
out of it if we get picks 1,
next year
6,
for
10,
North
11,
Melbourne.
18, 20, 23, and 24.
It's not going to be every week, but I'd love to
It's
see
going to be
them
hard
play
to see
up
where I'd
there,
rank
be there.
the Tigers,
As
honestly.
Sheasel did,
Yeah, exactly.
roughly halfway through
Pi
the
says
second
Pies v
season,
Hawk will be a good game next year. They should play each other twice.
Explosive. We all remember the running down the outer wing.
Name a player for an edit. One, you edit a new...
The early suggestion
Edit
for
Jack
pre-season
McRae.
plan is the plan. Get him up the field more, and that's why.
I mean, he's a Saint now, so edit Jack McRae.
Beneficial for him, and he'll help in terms of some ball use. And
I reckon I'll leave this on for another 15-20, but at 8 o'clock, that'll probably be definitely when I end. We still got a number of people still in the chat, so it's good to see. If you haven't already subscribed, let's get to 500 likes, and feel free to stick around and listen to the what's on screen on the bottom and myself.
Okay, well, we need to be getting to that 8-9 win mark next year with this group that we have put together, and there'll definitely be a level of impatience from the North fans for that to happen. And
Do you think it was a good trade period from Richmond, even though losing Graham, Baker, Rioli, Bolton?
And the conditioning of the foot industry now for a long time, it must be said. In some respects,
I think gaining all those draft picks is probably a good thing. Like what for what they did with Bolton, with what they got from Bolton. Is the Bailey Smith deal done? Yes. So pretty much on the screen are all the deals that got done in the last
on the four-way deal as well. So the Bulldogs got
2 hours. There obviously were more, like the
gave up Smith. Jack McRae, the 45 they got for McRae,
Houston one, and obviously the other ones.
Returned to Kennedy. So essentially, it was only 17 for Smith.
Could Oliver go to the draft? No, he's playing for Melbourne next year. He doesn't want to play for Melbourne, but still.
Kennedy deal, and also they got the steal on Caleb Daniel for pick 25. So
they've had a win, they've had a loss, and they've had a win.
Yeah, so you end up net result. We always look at the end, don't we?
Yeah, well, you have to, and sometimes you need to.
I think North have done pretty well actually. They get 4 players.
West Coast Eagles perspective. You look at this over
3 probably best 22 players.
Yeah, and I think the thing also, Cal, with the Dogs is the salary cap relief.
Yeah, Bailey Smith is done. I think they got him for pick 17 and a later pick.
Expensive player, and there's great free agents.
How long's Oliver contracted for?
But also the re-signings next year. Sam Darcy's out of contract. Marcus Bonte.
I don't know actually.
We're going to go back to the Continental Tires.
I might be wrong, but I think 2027.
The off-field player of the 2024 trade period. Riley?
Yeah, I've got Paul Connors here. Paul, Bailey Smith, he gets to Geelong in the end.
No, 2030 actually. 2030.
We wanted to mention Chris Toshay.
So he's on a long one, but he can still leave theoretically if they find a deal. But they didn't find one. They want Oliver to stay.
It's really important that we acknowledge Chris today. Much love in the footy community.
Stringer went to GWS.
we've just done business for a few hours, but it's
The
really
worst trade for
important
sure
to
with Jack
reflect
Darling.
Chris and his family as well. A lot of people out there who
You never know though.
would have been
North need
proud of the work
experience
that
in the
Darling
forward.
did.
Like it just is
Amazing
because I
guy.
just don't have any leaders out there. So he'll be a leader up forward. Could help
Are you
mentor someone like Nick
satisfied with the
Larkey.
way it ended up playing out for Bailey?
Yeah,
He's not very good anymore, but
he's got to the Cats, he's
he
got
reckons
wanted.
he can still
It
provide
was a
40
fair
plus
deal,
goals a year, but I don't think he will.
17, and there was a swap of 38 and 45, I think.
Do you think this is a good trade period for North, and where do you think they'll
wonderful,
finish?
wonderful opportunity. Bailey's,
I have no idea where
and
North will
I
finish.
think the
They
Dogs are
should
happy
be
too.
finishing outside the bottom four, both them and West Coast. But
the fact that he's
who? Okay, if North and West Coast both finish out to the bottom four, who finishes bottom four next year? From what we've seen so far.
It all settled before the draft.
I actually can't express how relaxed he was. His mum and dad may not have been as relaxed, or mum, but Bailey was very relaxed. But I think it's important to try and strike a fair deal where everyone's trying to.
I think Crom did
I
well.
think everyone's trying to win-win. We're not trying to.
Well, I
win
need to
this
actually
year,
take a
so
good look at it
he's out of
soon
contract.
in a video.
We
So I'll
want
probably
to
make a
start
video
with
tomorrow
much
where I go
more
over the teams that won the
than
trade
that.
period. So
I
it's
think
just like
great that
keep an
a
eye out for
wonderful
that.
Draft. I think we forget that, especially pick 13, Kane. It's going to be wonderful. It's the most talked about pick in the draft, and I can't wait to see what that player comes out with.
Tom Barras finally found his way to Hawthorn.
Yeah,
tonight.
ignore that guy
I think
spamming.
it was long-winded.
I might actually
and
time him out.
Probably could have been done a bit easier, but he's a contracted player. When the players are contracted, I think we've got to really acknowledge this.
I'll time him out for
If
the
they're
10 minutes
contracted,
because he's
both
kind
sides
of
have to agree.
just
They don't have to agree, and they haven't agreed.
talking about
but
crap.
Tom's 29.
Anthony says back again after going for dinner. Did we get Jack?
Hawthorn, and
Yep.
haven't they turned it
Yep.
around
For
so
pick
quickly, and
45,
Hawks get,
I
West
think it
Coast get
was.
some really good picks next year.
Can I ask you about Jake Stringer, because it seemed like the deal was off for a time.
Don't
period
quote
there.
me on that. I think it was for pick 45. So we did get Jack
We didn't
McRae. That was like
know,
the.
just kept getting calls
So
from
many
guys,
deals
and,
got done at the
the
end, like
Master Calder
Smith,
thought it was
McRae,
off,
Parker,
it was off.
Costanti,
It was off.
Stringer, Daniel,
It was off.
and Kennedy.
It was off
You
and-
revived it.
Yeah, we didn't. But Robbie Durazio did a great job. He worked really closely with Essendon and the Giants. We're pleased for Jake. I think Jake's much maligned. We love Jake the person, and I don't.
Yeah,
think,
I don't know.
we'll
The
go to war for
Blues
Jake. We
definitely
think
could have
he's a very
used Kennedy
family
still,
man.
so
I
you'd
think
be
his
sort of
football
annoyed.
Speaks for itself last year, and I can't wait to see what he does in a forward line with Toby Green, Hogan, Daniels.
Where do you
watch
think
out.
Collingwood will finish on the
Paul,
ladder?
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Who's just off air talking to
I'm going to say they finish fifth, as a, like if I make the call right now,
He's just taking
fifth.
something up with you on air, Cal.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. The deal was off.
Sportsnut, you need to time a few of these people out. You're the only mod I can see in the chat right now.
That's what happens.
That's the trade period.
It's what happened in the last 2.5 hours. It was. It's what happens on the.
Do you think this is a
final
good
day.
trade period for the power,
There's
says
negotiation
Jacob?
Tactics that play in from all parts as well, especially when there's some money involved and salary being brought by different parties.
I don't know. I actually don't. I don't think so. No.
The best you can in the short time frame you've had to digest the whole Bailey Smith.
I'll set it to slow mo then,
Without
guys.
going
If
through
you
the
think
specific
that's a
numbers,
better, I
just
might
give
do
us
that.
The headline acts out of it.
Well, from a Bulldogs point of view, they lose Bailey Smith and Jack McRae. They get in pick 17 and Matt Kennedy.
Gonna set it to
They
slow
let
mode. I
go
probably
down.
should have done that from the start,
So
but it'll
overall,
eliminate all these
there's a
spams.
loss there probably.
You
There's
got,
a
and then I
win
can
there
actually
for
read
Daniel, and they end up with a draft now of 17-25,
valuable things that are
35 and
set in
48.
chat. So slow mode's on for the
Bailey
next
Smith was out the
10
door.
and a
They
bit
got the
minutes
best
until
of
I
it.
wrap
But
things
I think
up.
if Geelong had-
So continue
if Geelong had have
firing
finished
away,
a little bit
but
earlier in
remember,
the season and offered pick 12,
spamming
they had that one to give straight away as well, even if it was
rubbish
that was their first pick.
And
will
more
not be
importantly
tolerated.
than all of this, Cal and Kane, is what. Paul
What about
Warren's addressed
Dusty's
on
retired?
his time with us only moments ago, and it may have been lost on some people what it was he was saying.
Why slow mode?
O'Shea, the recruiting manager of the
Because people are spamming?
Just please tell now our listeners and viewers what it was that he was referring to.
Yeah, some really sad news to come to hand today with Richmond's recruiting manager Chris O'Shea passing away after a short battle with illness. He'd been
Shit.
suffering in recent months, unfortunately, only a couple of months after taking on the job.
The fuck?
Richmond, having been at St Kilda in recent seasons. Chris, for the recruiting fraternity, I know today was a very tough day for a lot of people.
Richmond's recruiting manager just passed away.
Stadium. So from everyone at afl.com.au and Trade Radio, we pass on our condolences to his family and friends in the industry as well. I got to know Chris pretty well. He's a great guy. He was working only a matter of weeks ago, being at games while he was undergoing treatment.
Wow.
I think everyone's
Wow.
really sad about that. So to his family, we hope.
I'm heartbroken, says Nick.
The football club itself has released a statement.
You
in the
look
past
like
few
Tom
months as well
Boyd.
For those Richmond supporters who want to read it, it's a beautiful.
Apparently he's been
statement
sick for a couple of
on their
weeks,
own
but still.
platforms as Paul Connors,
Not good to hear.
spoke to us
Do you
moments ago
think
and
Geelong will
started
win the
his
flag next year
conversation
now they have
was,
Smith?
giving
They're
his
not going to be
respects
guaranteed to win the
Chris
flag just because they've got Bailey Smith.
So Jake Stringer finds his way to GWS. Luke Parker finds his way to North Melbourne. And now that it is done officially and we can talk about Jack Darling, Caleb Daniel and Luke Parker as North Melbourne players, do we like it, Kane?
I want to see what Kane Corn says about this.
We do, Damo. I think they needed, and they addressed.
Finally
it,
speaking positively about North Melbourne.
They've had a lot of access to the draft before, so it does.
Who had the worst? Well, I'll ask you guys. Who do you like? And don't just say Brisbane because they got no plays. Be smart with your answer. Who had the worst trade period, chat?
They have a lot more success than what they've had recently now.
Yeah, well, they need to start winning matches. That's what they're trying.
So I want to know what the viewers have to say.
Because they've only won 15 in the past 5 seasons of football.
And you can't just say Richmond is get
3 players.
Richmond didn't have the worst trade period. Just because they got rid of plays, they got brought like they need draft picks, so it's not Richmond. No,
Being a player, Cal, who was taking himself quite high.
Richmond traded the whole team.
3 years ago or 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago, a top 20 pick hasn't been.
Yeah, but it's not like got nothing for it. If they got nothing for it, or not as much, then they'd probably have the worst. But they got good value.
They've lacked that, so they take a punt. He was probably gettable as a delisted free agent. Some other clubs had him.
Eagles or Dogs.
Delisted free agent, so they get him before that.
Yeah, Dogs would be up there.
That's right, exactly right.
Yeah.
And they might split that as well.
Yeah,
On so they've lost pick 25 and 44 in the past.
In terms of winning next year, Richmond. I think Richmond are one of the top winners. I know they.
And Caleb Daniel. So
think about how valuable this draft hand is that they have. Like seriously.
They're in the now game. They're clearly playing the now game.
The difference of their
Sydney,
and how they go and how quickly they can rebuild is not the players that they brought in.
They wouldn't be up there. All right, let's flip it then. What team has the best?
How seriously they want to
What team has had the best trade period?
How serious is Cam Zurhaar going to be? What sort of preseason is he going to have? Is he going to get fitter? Can he play midfield? Can he be more consistent with
I
his
can't even
output?
name one person. They
Simply
still have
another
Bolter,
Dave Hughes. These are the names that are going to determine
Brestia,
the success of,
Taranto,
North Melbourne,
Lynch.
Larky. You know, the ones that have been there for a while, played a lot of footy together.
Essen is the
now.
worst. We lost
Under a
Jake. Doesn't
system
mean they're the
familiar
worst.
with after 2 pre-seasons under a new coach, that's going to be the difference. Not Jack Darling or not Luke Parker. That's the top.
So Kangaroos, Freo, Collingwood. Collingwood's up there. Geelong's up there.
The core of the
North is certainly up there. Do a poll.
Just about to go
I could do a poll, but what are the?
beverage in the Continental Tires
All right.
hub, and
I'll do a poll then.
About to do that, we can do that now. Rolls.
Spam what team you think had the best trade period and the most popular ones I'll put in.
Here, Justin, James Peatling finally gets the football club. So much. What was the deal in the end?
It was the Crows' future 2 and the Giants' future 3 and 4, and obviously James to the club. So, yeah, great to get Alex.
Maybe Hawthorn, Geelong,
So much was happening.
Adelaide. I think Adelaide are up there.
But to bring in Isaac Cumming, Alex Neil-Bullen, and then finally James Peatling on this final day, you must be thrilled with what you've managed to achieve over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, thrilled with that. That was obviously our objective
All
at
right.
the start of the
Doesn't necessarily mean it's the best, but just of the 4 teams, what team had the best trade period? Vote in the poll. Now.
Pick 4 is a good pick in this draft. What do you need?
Hello, Kane. We need the best player, so I now work through the trade.
North
We'll
is
sit
up
down and
there.
work through that, but obviously Hamish and the team have been working hard on that. So
Where's
we've obviously been
Collingwood?
talking about
I
it
could have
for
put
sure.
Collingwood, but I couldn't.
Top end of the draft will be those type of
Didn't have
players.
enough spots for Collingwood.
A lot of clubs are talking about.
Can you turn slow-mo? No. It doesn't need to be turned off. It's required, honestly.
We'll use it, Damo, but you never say never. So we've obviously got a bit of time now, so we'll work through that. But I think we're pretty happy
North.
with 4-6.
So
North
the players
is up
that you
there.
brought in, Reedy, like they give you versatility. They can play.
Because they didn't have to
variety
give
of
up much
roles.
for what they got, I reckon. So North would be up there. It's weird that they got a lot of experience.
Are you going to be more flexible with the three
So North with the most votes. Feel free to continue voting, and I'll do a I'll do a poll for the worst again.
Won't be too dissimilar to what he was playing at Melbourne. Obviously, you know,
It will be
James
hard to
midfield
do a later
with the
prediction.
people looking through the midfield.
Certainly.
Isaac's got that flexibility through halfback and wing. So I think the variety and the flexibility, you know, gives the coaching group some.
Thank you, Leon.
You know, during the game.
Just last one from us, Reedy.
Collingwood's trade window will hurt them in 5 years, as they did nothing for how old their squad
The
is.
national draft. Where are you expecting the bid for?
I agree.
We haven't yet committed to Tyler yet, so we'll work through that.
But
once now we're through
Craig McRae doesn't care, though.
family,
That's
once
what he said. He doesn't care.
Now we've got through the trade period. We'll get back to Adelaide and sit down with the family.
He lied. I've got one more. Are you comfortable with your ruck situation? Riley O'Brien lost his place in the side at one.
All right, so
point,
North,
but
I
he's been
reckon,
a good
with the
reliable
most
ruck
votes. All right,
for
Spam
you.
now.
You don't have much
Once
coming
again,
in.
Spam. What side you think has
we're
the,
very
had
confident
has had the
about
worst
that.
trade
So
period?
obviously Riley
And I'll
lost his
put it
spot,
in the
but he
chat,
bounced back
and you
from
guys
that.
can
So
vote.
obviously Kieran
So
Strong,
whatever ones I
worked
see
hard through
most.
the off-seasons as well.
I'm not going to
Got some other
influence
height there
anyone's
with,
decision. Just
Tony
whatever I
Murray
see
and
most.
obviously Riley Thilthorpe. So we've got some flexibility there as well.
Thanks, Reedy.
Thank you, Justin Reid, there with Riley Beveridge in the Continental Tyres hub. It was a dramatic and a tense and a regularly stressful final 30 minutes.
Yeah, look, and as I said, right throughout the period, I think Adelaide's done really well. And with the experience that they brought in, it was the right time to do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Neil Bullen.
Neil Bullen. They got for. I think they got all their players were clearly coming for nothing, and the rest for steals.
To protect
All right.
you and get those.
What do you guys
three,
reckon?
you bring
Bulldogs,
four
Ports,
players
Senior
who
Eston.
immediately make you better.
Yeah, and I think like when you look at, I love Worrell, I love Michael Laney. Finished.
Why are people saying
Freo?
Freo?
Two young intercepting defenders. They're there.
Nah, Freo haven't.
Backs are
They wouldn't be
pretty
in
solid.
conversation with the
Kev
worst.
Keane, there was some talk about him leaving, so he stayed. Their forward line is absolutely stacked. Like Rochelle, big year for him, but the talent is obvious. Rankin, of course, midfield forward. The
Eagles
Phils
should
that
be
go-
there. They gave. Yeah,
Fogarty
Eagles
in the
would.
prime of his career.
Well, no
So,
one was
they're-
saying
they're
Eagles.
ready-
Not many
they're ready
people were
to go,
saying
and they've
Eagles.
had a lot of high picks that probably haven't come on like they.
I wouldn't
have
say the
last week.
Bombers are
Penrith
apparently
looked like he's
23%,
very-
Sydney
not a
20,
first-round pick,
Port
but
23. So everyone's going the
back in here.
Bulldogs
So they've got enough experience
because
enough
they
talent
lost
now,
Smith, I would
enough
assume, and
versatility
McRae.
to have a very good year next year.
Did Richmond's?
Just before we go
Yes,
back to,
yes,
roles
he
in the
actually did die.
Continental Tyres hub. We talked before about Fremantle having.
All right, I actually think I need to wrap the stream up. I want to continue for a little bit longer, but unfortunately, the thing is, right, I've got to do something. I'll answer the final, like, if there are any questions or queries or whatever, but that's probably going to be it for me tonight. Good stream, fun stream, good to get through all the deals and all that. I'll answer a few more things probably for the next couple minutes, and then we'll wrap it up, but just thought I'd point it out that I'm about to wrap it up. I know.
Yeah, I mean,
do I raid
obviously,
Chris?
Over the last few weeks, we showed a little bit of interest in Jake.
Do I raid Chris?
To us, and for us, it was always going to be about getting the deal done at the right price.
I mean, I might as well. He's streaming, but he's not streaming the draft. So this guy right here is doing a Fall Guys stream. I feel like it'd be kind of funny if I got people over. Raid Goat HQ. Alright, we'll do that then. I mean, I'm going to end anyway, so it's either you leave or you jump on this guy's stream without him knowing. Don't spam, just jump in this chat. Alright, we'll raid him. That's just, this guy's doing like a little Four Guys interactive stream, so if anyone's into that, he's a good mate of mine. He has his own channel, so I figured, why not, considering I'm about to end it. So jump onto that. I wouldn't mind seeing the numbers go up. It'd be quite funny. I'll put the link in once again. Thank you all for watching. I'm probably going to go and like get Subway or something. Like someone, I don't know what I'll get, but thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. We'll see you soon. Jump on this guy's stream though. I want to see how many viewers you can get. It'd be quite funny. Yeah, until then, I'll see you soon in the next one. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Jump on this guy's stream. See how his reaction would be with all